chemistry. Feels like a high school class here, but yeah, that's what's important. You want to make sure that you're developing those things. You want to go to a new level now. They know what it's like to be a championship organization, but the key here is making this team a championship team. So as an organization, they know what to do. This team needs to just get to that next level, and certainly they have high expectations and high goals now.
Yep. And Newfoundland Growler fans, you're going to notice a new face between the pipes tonight as Chase Perry is going to be making his debut in a Newfoundland Growlers jersey. Yep. We don't know much about him. He has some limited ECHL experience, but we have a lot of movement with injuries and call-ups with our goaltenders. You know, it's a wonder you and I weren't called to, you know, stand in that crease this evening.
We have the brown leather pads just off to the side, ready to go for whenever we do get the tap. But you know, that's the new hockey world, and we're going to see more and more of that. You know, really, when you think about the East Coast Hockey League, the opportunities for goaltenders is very, very big. You know, we are talking about potentially 6 to 7 goaltenders on a roster. So to have that opportunity, you know, an injury here, you know, those kind of things, you can quickly see yourself rising up the ladder within the organization as we speak. So.
All right, so what do we see? So I think I'm getting a call from the back room that we're going to throw it now to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts. They will have the call tonight between the Newfoundland Growlers and the Worcester Railers on Rogers TV.
Newfoundland and Labrador native James Malindi. Up front, also from the great province of Newfoundland and Labrador, is number 16, Nathan Knoll. He'll be flanked by number 20, Isaac Johnson, and official honorary Newfoundlander, number 15, Todd Irving. 20 minutes up on the board. The referee is the same as last night. It's Dominic Cadieux, the line spinner, Joey Maynard, and Daryl Butt. It's Saturday night. Here in the capital city, Skirving, he'll line up at center against Jacob Hayhurst, and this Saturday night tilt is underway from the Mary Brown Center. The first face-off of the evening, one and brought in by the Railers wide into the offensive zone. Hayhurst, he's stapled too, and a penalty coming up already here. High sticking, and I think I saw 4 already.
Yeah. Hayhurst was pretty quick to show that there is blood, and you can see it circle its way to the bench with Hayhurst as he's grabbing his face there.
Well, not the exact way I'm sure the Growlers wanted to kick off this game. You have to toe that line between obviously coming out with energy and going a little too much, which is maybe what happened.
And a corner that Hayhurst last night also had issues with Noel Hoffenmeyer. Hit him pretty hard there. Mind you, he got up and moved on his own, but Hoffenmeyer calling for the trainer as Hayhurst was already making his way to the bench.
Well, no better opportunity to welcome in our viewers from across the island here tonight on Rogers Television. Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on the call of tonight's game. We're already 15 seconds in, and the Growlers will be shorthanded for 4 minutes. A double minor for high sticking assessed to Nathan Knoll. Now the good news is last night the Growlers were 2 for 2 on the penalty kill, and they do boast the league's 4th best penalty kill at 83.7%, but this Worcester power play is ranked 7th in the ECHL, and I'm sure they're not too pleased about being held off the score sheet last night. So a big moment here as the Railers win the face-off. Rapace's shot is off the stick and out of play.
Yeah, to give some context to those numbers as well, Growlers 88.5% on the penalty kill against Worcester here, but Worcester on the other edge of that, like you mentioned, their power play, not too bad, 11.5%, but the big thing here will be how many shots that the Railers register here tonight. I think last night we saw those struggles kind of ebb throughout the game, especially in the third period there where it looked like they were just trying to hang on.
Advancing that one off the draws, Jeremy McKenna. He scored a goal last night, but the Growlers can't get it out. Rapace along the left wing board, centered there. Great block in front by Skirving. Knocked down. Clearing attempt there for Pietraniro is going to be held. Skirving follows up, and he'll shovel it ahead. This is a shorthanded 2-on-1. McKenna has Hoffenmeyer. He'll let it fly, and that one just wide of the cage. Now they got to hurry back. This could be a 4-on-2. Back for the opposition. A pass a little off the mark. They do recover. Rapace spins it back up top. That's Markel. Flip down low. Side door. That's pushed away by Pietraniro. A minute gone. There's the first shot of the game, and Perry caught it right in, normally I would say right in the crest There's no crest on these jerseys.
No.
The Growlers are wearing their Growlers by Leafs jerseys for the last time this season, and these beautiful frocks will be available for auction. Auction. Wow, 35-year-old, and I just had a voice crack. NLGrowlers.com/auctions. Register now to get in on the bidding. Isaac Johnson, what a try. That was shorthanded. That's blocked away. Growlers sail it all the way back inside their own zone. Behind the net is Matt Hellickson. Ahead for Melindy, and he'll clear the zone. Almost looked like McCarthy didn't even want to play that puck.
I think he was almost forgetting that they're on the power play there.
I think you're
Looking for
right.
the icing.
Here come the Railers. A pass up through the middle now. VC hands off. That's Baudouin. Back up top. McCarthy for Bobby Butler. Back to McCarthy for Baudouin once again. Good puck movement on the perimeter. There's a drive. That may have glanced off the outside of the net there. Rolling back toward the point. Butler sends it across. McCarthy gets it back. Along the right wing boards, Baudouin cross ice. Butler collects it in off the boards. Up top, but it handcuffs McCarthy. And they end up back in neutral ice. Flip to open ice, and Bobby Butler's there. The former Ottawa Senator sends it behind the net for Apache along the right wing boards. Out into the slot. Butler's drive. That one's fought off. Pinballs around. Still loose in the slot. Great defense by the Growlers. They'll clear it to the line, not out. Rapace back for Markel. Top left circle, a blast, blocked by Melindy. The rebound is tucked wide, cleared to the line, and again held in by Worcester. Bobbling at the line, Markel for Rapace. Through traffic, stopped by Perry. Swept away, Rapace. Left wing boards, great pressure here by the Railers. Markel back to Rapace. That pass eluded him. Melindy sweeps it free. Hellickson's there. He'll advance it for Todd Purchase. The Phoenix, Arizona native skates to neutral ice, cuts back in his own zone. That's a great way to kill a few seconds off of a long penalty kill.
Oh, there's still a minute 14 left in it, but the Growlers making work of it, sending that puck nice indeed.
Hopped over the stick of the starter for the Railers tonight, Colton Ellis, the Nova Scotian. He had a great game last night, 40 saves in a losing effort. Hard to believe. Good clear there by the Growlers. Only 1 minute to go on the power play. Oh my goodness, what a steal. Skirving, his shot stopped by Perry.
The Growlers with their aggressive penalty kill paying off.
Obviously that's their goalie, Ellis, not Perry. Getting used to the new names here. Jandrick, long pass off his stick. Offenmeyer guides him into the boards. As the Growlers move it up, now it's Isaac Johnson with some space. 30 seconds left on this penalty kill. Isaac Johnson stops up, leaves it in the corner for Gordy Green. Green, he'll play it back into neutral ice for Hellickson. Hellickson waits for Isaac Johnson to tag up. He'll scoot out into the right wing corner. 15 seconds to go on the double minor to Nathan Knoll. You know he's already on his feet and ready to jump back out there as it's cleared in by the Railers. Smotherman, their captain, in the right wing corner, taken out of the play by Hellickson, and that's gonna do it for this penalty kill. That could be a momentum booster. We haven't even played 5 minutes here. Growlers maybe even had more offensive opportunities than Worcester did.
Worcester only held to 3 shots there on the penalty kill for the Growlers, so impressive work there.
Newkirk skates it back for the Railers, leaves it for Butler. Centering effort back to Newkirk is off. Lamart trying to skate away with that one with the Growlers. Centazzo inadvertently kept that one in his own zone. Oh, Hoffenmeyer. He bodies his man down into the corner. May have dodged a bullet there as O'Brien darts back to the offensive zone, hands it to Finkelstein, back to O'Brien, back to Finkelstein, and it's broken up. Look at that stick by O'Brien, freeing it up. At the line, a rocket by Finkelstein, just wide of the cage. 5 minutes gone here in the opening frame. Nice feed there, but it's off the skates. And now back come the Railers. Pass off the mark. Finkelstein retrieves in the right wing corner. Inside his own zone behind the net for McKenna. Ahead for Gordy Green. Green tried to flip a backhand pass back to McKenna. That's broken up, but it's Garrett Johnston tumbling it back into the offensive zone. Behind the net, look at the forecheck there. Big hit by Melindy along the right wing boards, but the Growlers are forced to pick it back up at center. Knifed in by Gordy Green. The Growlers look to complete a line change. Already fresh off the bench with a head of steam. is Welsh. He's able to keep that puck alive. Flipping into open ice for Nathan Knoll. Toward his own blue line, now at center. Knoll chips it by one. Gives chase. Down in the right wing corner. Throws a check. Freed up in front. Johnson, point blank. Still loose in front of Colton Ellis. Growlers getting some opportunities early. Just their second shot on goal, but they have looked sharp, and in comes Welsh. Drops for Nathan Knoll. Knoll in the corner. Beats it back to Welsh. Welsh protects the puck beautifully down there. Leaves it back for Nathan Knoll. Emerges the right wing corner. Hooking and clawing are the Railers, trying to slow Knoll down. Right wing corner. Welsh tries to get it back. Big hit by Nathan Knoll there as the puck escapes to center. Pushed back in by Hellickson. Look at Jandrick and Knoll continuing to jar at one another as they head off for changes. 13:20 to go here in a fast-paced opening period. Cleared in by Jandrick. Out of his cage is Perry. Flipped along the right wing boards, but kept alive by the Railers. In the corner, Rapace tries to get away from trouble, but he turns it over, and Zach O'Brien sends Centazzo away down the left wing. Centazzo gives chase, as does O'Brien. Comes into the high slot, but a pinch there from Hoffenmeyer, and it's recovered by Bolin. Tyler Bolin at center for O'Brien. He's forced back inside his own zone, leaving it for Hoffenmeyer. Back to O'Brien, just inside his own blue line. Ahead at center, knocked ahead by Finkelstein. He can't control it though. 12:35 remains here in the opening period. A nice outlet feed, and away come the Railers. Bobby Butler throws one toward the net. That's broken up by Finkelstein. Held in at the line, wide through traffic. Spets works it into the corner. That's stolen away, and here come the Growlers. Fighting through a check is Gordy Green onto a tee, and now he's on a partial breakaway, and a backhand is stopped by Ellis, but still freeing up the puck is Gordy Green. Centered, big save again, rebound, sweeping toward the cage, and it's not in. Burgess in the left wing corner. Growlers still have it in the offensive zone. The goaltender Ellis is without a stick. Malindi sees that, fires one off a body and wide of the cage. Shots now 3 apiece with just shy of 12 minutes remaining. Here in this opening period, Malindi in his feed for Garrett Johnston. His shot rolled off the end of his stick. Nathan Knoll. Jandrick is hit by Skirving there, and a steal. The Growlers free it up top to Knoll. Back down into the corner for Welsh. Welsh spins it free behind the net. Knoll dishes across, and up top it finds Hellickson. Hellickson walks the blue line. Wants to shoot. Does. Scooped in by Ellis. No rebound.
Growlers back with the offensive effort that we saw last night, moving the puck really well in the second efforts to get onto the puck and those stops and starts, not doing the drive-bys that we have seen in the past, not to say in this homestand, because that hasn't been the case last night. But the Railers also much hungrier tonight. I mean, their offensive effort is something that we didn't see last night.
You're absolutely right. 3 apiece of the shots on goal here.
All right, Chris, Kelly, thank you very much. I'll throw it back to you in just a moment. Bill Hart, Steve Callahan here with you. We talk a lot about the offensive juggernaut that is the Newfoundland Growlers. But for a moment, can we just please talk about how great defensively this team is? A 4-minute penalty kill, and the team on the power play only gets 3 shots on goal.
Well, it's not the way you drew it up to have to kill a penalty for 4 minutes as soon as the game starts. But they did a great job. That shows their composure to be able to do that and to be able to keep the shots from the outside, only to be able to get 3 through. You can build off momentum off that. Once you have a great penalty kill, you can generate that momentum that really can result in some. And they had some good scoring opportunities, not only on the shots that they didn't give up, but the opportunities that they had. They had the opportunities, but we weren't getting the pucks right directly in on the net where we needed to be. Again, it's a real good positive to take. You know that you can do that. Disrupts your chemistry, disrupts your line changes a little bit, but when everybody bears down and gets the job done, it's a good feeling on the bench afterwards.
Yeah, you have a feeling, though, with all this pressure that Newfoundland is putting on this Worcester team, that first goal is going to be here sooner rather than later. Yep. All right, I'm going to throw it back to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts. The first period continues on Rogers TV.
For the Growlers was
1,032 days or something. On the draw in the offensive zone, Nathan Knoll wins it along the right wing boards. Pietranero works it back into the corner. Nathan Knoll, he's being leaned into down there. Puck is cleared off a body to center ice, but Pietranero trying to outlast his man. Great job by Pietranero to draw a penalty on the play. 11:09 remains here. The Growlers, who were already 1 for 1 on the penalty kill, will get a chance to go 1 for 1 on the power play as Jandrick heads off for a hooking.
Historically, the Growlers are 25% on the power play against Worcester as well. And so, you know, they've already got a dandy power play. We've seen it over and over. Looking to switch things up again here tonight. They're going to go with the one defenseman as always, although switching that up last night a few times. Zach O'Brien, of course, will be that other man on the back end.
Face off one back by the Growlers. Left point across to O'Brien. Only needs 1 point to become the Growlers or to set a new record for points in a single season. There's a drive, Finkelstein wide. Collected back in by Centazzo, top of the left wing circle. Back to the point, Finkelstein across to O'Brien. Back up top to Finkelstein, through traffic, stopped by Ellis. The 4th shot of the period for the Growlers, held in by Finkelstein. Just inside the line, back to the left. Centazzo, back to Finkelstein, in on goal again and redirected just wide. Behind the net, freed up by Skirving, lunging after that one. The Growlers still have it. O'Brien up top again to Finkelstein. Back to Zach O'Brien, steps in, rips one, he scores! What a beautiful goal! And Zach O'Brien has just set a new Growlers franchise record for points in a single season. That is point number 69, breaking his own record set in the 2018-19 season. What a player.
Zach O'Brien now with 24 goals.
No, that's 26 goals.
Oh my goodness, this is not a... That would be right, 26 goals. I'm 2 behind from yesterday already.
What a snipe by Zach O'Brien.
26 goals, 43 assists, 69 points, and there are still 7 games remaining.
26th of the year for Zach O'Brien. Retakes the team lead in goals after going back and forth with Orens and Tazo all year. But here come the Railers. Here's a shot through traffic. Perry, he's got it. No rebound. 10:03 to go here in the first period. I was hoping to milk the will he, won't he of it all for a little bit, but not even 10 minutes I had to wait for Zach O'Brien to dent the twine and set a new record. Yesterday, of course he would score too. Sorry to cut you off.
I was thinking too. I was like, it's going to be an assist because I mean it's Zach's game. Zach's leading in assists on the team. I think he's 4th in the league overall with just assists alone. And nope, it's all twine.
The Railers in their own zone, so that's O'Brien's 26th from Finkelstein and Skirving at 9:39. Oh, heavy hit behind the net. The Growlers still have the puck though. Here's Gordy Green from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Spun ahead for Isaac Johnson. He gets in behind Smotherman. Pulls up in the corner as well. Look at that puck protection by Isaac Johnson. What a feed! Oh, and Gordy Green just tucked that one wide behind the net. Isaac Johnson again helps it back to the line. Created up, going for a skate is Gordy Green. Snapped it into the right wing corner. Melindy tried sharp side. Wrap around 2-3 tries Melindy. I don't know what happened on the Railers side of the defense there, but when James Melindy gets to pick up his own rebound, I think that's a sign that Worcester's got to tighten it up. No disrespect to James. Here come the Railers. Darting to center quickly is VC ahead. Gets the feed back, spins it out in front, and inadvertently puts it back into neutral ice. 8:45 remains here in the opening period. Shots are 6-5 Newfoundland. McCarthy leaves it back for Jared Brandt, a newly acquired defenseman for the Railers, former member of the Reading Royals. Oh, a familiar face.
Those North Division rivals, they tend to stick around.
Melindy, a bank pass, finds Bolin streaking down the right wing. He's in on goal. Bolin, oh, what a right pad save by Ellis. Stayed with Bolin the whole way and kept that pad down.
Bolin really turning on the Jets there, especially when he hits the hash mark. He starts cutting in even more so towards Ellis. You just expect that one's going to go in, but the backhand not getting up just high enough and over the pad of Ellis there.
7-5 now, the shots for the Growlers. Face off to the right. Oh, I just thought. Imagine what Zach O'Brien and his record-breaking night here tonight. I wonder how that's going to impact the bidding on these jerseys. I'd pay a premium for that.
Well, you know the number 10 jersey is going to be worth even more now tonight. Not only is it the team's leading, or the point leader, but now he just broke his own franchise record.
A record-breaking jersey. NLGrowlers.com/auctions. Oh boy, a chance in front. It's loose behind Ellis. Oh, and how did that puck stay out? Look at the Growlers, though, tenacious on that loose puck. Centazzo held in at the line by Hoffenmeyer. Blockered away. Having a quick shot there. Ahead, that's knocked down, that pass by Bolin. Freeing it up again. Centazzo, but cleared away. Finkelstein spins a pass free for O'Brien. Behind the net for Finkelstein once again. On a bad start to this series against the Railers. What a feed. In comes O'Brien. A wrister. That's blocked. Oh, and he gave it to Spets a little bit there, but now the Railers counter. Down the left wing, booted ahead. Pietranero freed it up behind the net. Great stick lift by Hellickson. And Pietranero, uh-oh, that's stolen by Smotherman side door. Oh, what a save by Chase Perry.
What a pad save to stretch across there. Did not see that coming.
That's going to be cleared away by the Railers, and that is going to be an icing with a hair less than 7 minutes remaining. And coming up in our first intermission, for those of you tuned in on Rogers tonight, stick around. Brian Rogers has got you covered with Growlers captain James Melindy. And us here, I'll give you 2 guesses who we got in the first intermission. It's always the same on Mixler. I like to bug Eric Wellwood, the Growlers head coach, during our first intermission.
Excited to see what he had to say about last night's game.
As the Railers are nabbed for icing yet again. I mean, I don't want to ruin the interview for the folks tuned in on Mixler tonight, but he was very chill about the fact that they clinched, because the focus really is, and they're not playing it up. The focus is first place for this team.
All right.
I was like, Welly, you got to give me something. I'm like, is 40 wins the next milestone you want to hit? He says, Chris, no, the milestone we want is first place. I'm like, okay, I'll stop asking. Here comes McKenna. Drop pass. One time there by Burgess, wide, but collected back, centered. Oh, had a nice effort there, but it's stolen by Baudouin. Nice job to leap over the stick there of Pietranero, but look at that thumping hit by Hellickson. Right wing kept alive by McCarthy. It's stolen, and he interfered with Pietranero down there, but it's a 2-on-1. Carrying in, double clutch, centered. Oh, and it's blocked away. Nice effort by the defense of the Railers. Back into the slot, and a one-time stop by Ellis, and he'll hang on. It was James Melindy getting that last shot on goal, and seems like James has kind of flipped a switch here. His offensive outbursts, and listen, that's still not James's bread and butter.
No, I mean, he is your consistent stay-at-home defenseman, but I mean, his ability to be able to take the puck and move it up and not always just throw it at the net, because that's what most stay-at-home defensemen end up doing when they get low. He's still looking for the open guy in the high slot, or who's coming in back door.
And he is very careful about the places he picks to go for a skate, you know what I mean? I mean, James is a defenseman first, and he knows it, and he plays it darn well. In the offensive zone, Skirving throws a shoulder down there into Jared Brandt. Growlers try to free it back up. Another hit from Skirving, but it will be the Railers skating this one back. Good feed for Brandt down the wing, and it's stopped away by Perry. Back behind the net, Butler gets the pass back and emerges from behind the net, sends it up top. Osmanski waits, fires over the net, off the end boards, and Garrett Johnston's there. Swatted it away, but freed back up. In the corner, look at the moves from Reese Newkirk as he sends it up top through traffic and snared by the old leather lobster of Chase Perry. Well, he looks warmed up, Kellyanne.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, he's received more shots in the first period than Angus Redmond did last night. I mean, I think it was only 6 through that first period, all total. And so a bit more warmed up, bit more traffic in front of him as well compared to what we've previously seen from the Railers. And I think a lot of that.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kellyanne, Bill, and Steve. We'll throw it back to those guys in just a few moments. We've been here with our calculators doing some math because Chris mentioned about how the Growlers, they want to win this division.
They do.
And, well, it's Reading did win today. That's the team they're trying to catch. As of right now, they're 9 points back of the Reading Royals, but the Newfoundland Growlers, with tonight's game included, have 4 games in hand. Now, the Reading Royals beat Trois-Rivières, who are also fighting for a playoff spot. The final score there was 2-1. I think the Growlers can do this.
It's in their favor. They know that, and that gives them an opportunity to control their own fate, to make sure that, again, if they take care of the games that they were supposed to win, that they'll put themselves in a better position. But it's a little sneaky on part of the coach to raise the level, to have that little goal set to make sure that everybody stays focused. So I love that about the staff, that they are certainly engaged and forthright.
Now you have to look back in the season. Those 3 games that Reading came to the Mary Brown Center and won all 3 against a very, very depleted and undermanned Growlers squad. If they had just won one of those games, things could be different. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a fun ride to the end of the regular season. Let's throw it back to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on Rogers TV.
Season doable, and now he might not be the only one to break that record either. Now, including tonight, though, there are only 8 games remaining.
This is true.
So now, that is not a crazy pace for a guy like Zach O'Brien. Speaking of which, Zach O'Brien up for Boland, tried the old give and go, but holding the line is Finkelstein. Tried to get it back down low, and full credit to Worcester here tonight. They are knocking down more passes. They are getting more sticks and lanes, and they are already playing a much tighter game. And see, there's a great example, but the Growlers also have guys like that Ben Finkelstein who can pull pucks out of the air and do exactly what he just did. That was an icing, however, but nonetheless. Ben Finkelstein, I don't know if he's put a foot wrong since putting on a Growlers jersey 30 games ago.
No, I don't think so at all. And I mean, you've got the pairing with Hoffmeyer as well. I mean, 2 very offensive defensemen, but the chemistry between them reads well enough that they know who's got to stay back enough just to cover off, just in case something ends up going a little more.
Face off inside the Growlers zone. Everyone's still battling for it. It comes to the point. Spets! A rebound kicked out by Perry. Wraparound try as well. It's all fought off by the Growlers as Hoffenmeyer just stiff irons that one to center. At center, golfed in by Spets into the right wing corner. Hoffenmeyer. Nice skating there. A little miscommunication, but bailed out by Finkelstein. He'll turn it over. Up top it comes to the right point. Played back down low to Rapace. He'll let it glide between his legs. Spets, he now has Zach O'Brien leaning into him. Puck's loose against the inboards. VC had it stolen by Finkelstein, and he'll play it ahead to Hoffenmeyer. He'll backpedal ever so slightly when he realized it was the only 2 Growlers defenders on the ice going up in a 2-on-2 rush. I mean, hey, I wouldn't hate it. McKenna off a steal. He'll clear the zone. In behind Ellis in the left wing corner. Kept alive by Gordy Green. Burgess had it stolen off his stick. So the Railers, there's a steal by the Growlers. Burgess into the slot. Side door, what a play. And maybe got to shoot that puck there. Behind the net, cleared away from Gordy Green, but Hellickson recovers at center. Quick whip across for Pietranero. In over the line. Offside was the call with 3:29 left in the first.
I think it's the first offside called against the Growlers yet this period, which, I mean, compared to last night, I think the first 3 whistles were all offsides that we saw. A few of them, from our angle, a bit tough, but nonetheless.
It's so hard. The players are so fast. I don't even blame the official.
No.
Skirving, Johnson, and Welsh out there with Melindy and Garrett Johnston, and it is the aforementioned Garrett Johnston getting control and sending it in behind the net. Colton Ellis wearing number 92 in goal for the Worcester Railers. Not a traditional goalie number, but I like it.
That's nice.
Here's McCarthy. Gets it for the Railers. He's got his hands full with Isaac Johnson down there. Johnson's got the puck pinned in that left wing corner. Welch trying to free it up. Skirving gets it. Skirving wraparound try. That's fought off by Ellis on the 11th shot of the period. Melindy. There he is again, activating off the line. This one didn't connect as it's played out to center ice. Garrett Johnston spins it free, rink wide. Melindy lets it go for Welch. His advance pass Broken up, he steals it right back. To the left point, Garrett Johnston. His wrister, oh, the rebound almost landed for Welch. Just out of his reach. Look at that sweeping poke check there by Skirving to free it up. He is all over his man Hayhurst down there, but Worcester with 2.5 to play here in the first heads off for a change.
Hayhurst now we're in the cage as well.
Interesting. Did he start the night with the cage?
No,
I didn't think so.
No, but I think after he took that high sticking from Nathan Knoll in the very beginning of the period, probably having to divert to it.
Knocking down a pass from O'Brien to Centazzo, just out of his reach though. Rapace advanced that one ahead. He's bodied hard down there. Clearing attempt unsuccessful as Butler holds it in and rolls it into the right wing corner. Rapace poked off his stick by Tyler Boland. Zach O'Brien, he was turned inside out there. Standing on the first pass was Bodwin, trying to work it back on the second try. That's sent away by O'Brien, held in by Osmanski. Side door redirection. Nice play by Rapace, but still stopped by Perry. We're in the final 100 seconds here. Oh my. It almost looked like it went through the net.
It almost did.
That's played away wide. Activating is Centazzo, but shrugging him off is Osmanski. Stolen by Finkelstein. He'll play it to the line and out, and Boland takes advantage of a slippery puck there off the stick of Jandrick, and able to get it into the right wing corner. Centazzo, he was battling for it, but it comes away free. Holds up that one off his stick and out of play with a buck 07 coming up, or left here in the first period. But stick around on Rogers. The boys, Bill Hart and Steve Callahan will take you through everything that happened. I mean, there's only one goal.
So far.
That's right.
Minute 7.
And of course, the interview with Growlers captain James Malindi. All that and more coming up on Rogers TV. On the draw is Burgess. One back. Flings to center, and now McKenna with 1 minute to go in the period. In toward the goal. A nifty play. And it's knifed away by the goal stick of Hope Ellis. 55 seconds left in the first period. So happy to have you all aboard here for this one. As the Growlers seek win number 38 here this evening. 37-19, 3-0 are your Growlers, who clinched the playoff spot last night. Won the draw. Gordy Green walks away from trouble, sends behind the net. Out of the reach of McKenna. Kept alive temporarily. Good active stick there as the Growlers recover it at center. Almost a steal by Jandrick, but Hellickson able to keep the puck pinned. Advanced it away, but kept alive and across for Spets. His rocket is stopped by Perry. Left wing boards. Hellickson trying to steal it back. 26 seconds to go in the period. Big work being put in. Loose in the slot. Poked away by McKenna and settled by Burgess. He'll flip it across in front of the Growler bench too. The Summerside sniper McKenna, Gordy Green. He's hit and thrown to the ice well away from the puck there in the final 10 seconds of the first.
Surprised it wasn't Nathan Dunn, as I say it.
A little peekaboo there from
Yeah.
Nathan Knoll as time expires here in the first period. Well, welcome to the Growlers, Chase Perry. 10 for 10 shots and saves here in the opening period, and he looks sharp.
Oh, some great pad saves there, too. I mean, one down low that I thought his pad was caught and was not making its way out, but keeping this game a 1-0 game for the Growlers. I mean, Colton Ellis also getting a bit more of a break here tonight than what he saw last night.
Oh, a little bit. He faced 7 less shots tonight than he did in yesterday's first period. An all-time period almost for the Growlers. 20 shots in the first yesterday, a mere 13 here. But enough of us breaking it down. Let's send it back to Bill and Steve and give them something to talk about. What do you say, fellas?
I say let's do that. What do you think?
We'd love to. We'd love to.
Bill Hart, Steve Callahan here with you. Well, great period. Before we get started, though, let's acknowledge how cool it is to see that many fans at the Mary Brown Center. All those kids, you can tell there's some minor hockey teams there tonight. They are yelling, they are screaming, they are having fun. man, hockey is truly back in the capital city.
I think it looks great. You know, that's what stuck out to us so much tonight. The energy in the building. It is time for us to get back out now and start enjoying. And we've even started to slide the little word bandwagon across our desk here tonight. You know, it's starting to get playoff fever. Things heating up now, and to see those fans, you know, the cotton candy and the popcorn just kicking around there, and almost smell it off the screen. But it's so great to see the smiles, and they're arm in arm together, close.
Loving every minute of it, to quote the great Loverboy.
Yes.
All right, so coming up this intermission, we're going to introduce you to a young lady who went to her first Growlers game last night, and her story is absolutely amazing. Brian Rogers was talking to James Melindy yesterday. We're going to listen in on that conversation. But right now we have a couple of highlights for you and a history-making goal here from one Zach O'Brien to get things started.
Well, Zach breaks his own record and sets a new franchise record for most points in a season, and he does it in Zach style. On the power play, but again, that little sneaky snapshot that he has, he just finds those holes all the time, and it's just so great to see. This just, you know, he has been an epitome of hard work and perseverance. Truly is, obviously, locally born and bred, but I believe now starts to create the conversation of probably one of the most productive, consistent, professional hockey players from this province. Yes, we can always tip in and talk about the NHLers from Newfoundland and their marks, and yes, we have, you know, Daniel Cleary and Michael Ryder with their Stanley Cup rings. But Zach O'Brien, a Calder Cup winning champion, you know, an ECHL championship, and now, you know, going to go on another run and setting, you know, he has just been so consistent over his pro hockey playing career, and I think that has to be said in the same breath as breaking the record tonight.
Yeah, he had lots of fingers left for more rings. No problem there. And, of course, we're looking at this new goaltender in the nets for the Growlers, Chase Perry, who wasn't really that busy. He stopped 10 shots tonight that he faced, but he did make one great save, make the crowd take notice.
Well, it was, and it shows his athleticism here. You know, here he is tracking that puck, and look at that leg spring right out there. I mean, that is incredible, really. When you really break down this play, you know, he is waiting, patient, and boom, comes right out there. That's incredible athleticism, anticipation in the moment. Most people would have never been able to get across from there. Fantastic to see. So we know he's athletic. We also know he's composed as well, because as we saw in the penalty kill, you're starting your game with the new team and you want to make that impression, especially at home, and it's a 4-minute penalty kill. The composure there, to be relaxed in the moment, that's a true professional. But those athletic skills give you the opportunity. You know, you're not looking... sometimes it's not how many saves you make, and he was 10 for 10 in that period. Sometimes it's when you make that save.
Right.
So it's the timing and having that leg come right out there. That was just absolutely brilliant and beautiful to see.
Well, how deflating would it be for the Worcester Railers to hear that there's a new goaltender in there, his first start for the Growlers, you know, you talk about your nerves, the jello legs, that sort of thing, and to see a save like that, you go back into the dressing room and you realize that the Growlers have put another person in the net that can stop the pucks and, more importantly, do it well.
It's been time and time again that there has been goalies step up and step into those creases between the blue pipes and be able to play so well for this organization. Again, that does become defeating. That, you know, hey, we had our opportunities, we couldn't put one by, we can't get one last night. It's, you know, it was zeros on the board last night for them, and then tonight again they have a scoreless first period. So now it's 4 periods in a row where they haven't been able to score that goal. So yes, it starts to linger, and it starts to, then you become, you over try, you overshoot, you try for those holes, you miss the net, you become a product of your own habits, and so certainly that can be weighing on their minds tonight in the dressing room.
After one period of play, it's Newfoundland 1, Worcester nothing. We'll be back as the first intermission continues on Rogers TV.
Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. I finally realized I needed help. The people at James & Noseworthy really took care of me, and I'm glad I chose a local solution. I felt like they understood me better. Getting help with my debt has given me the energy, the headspace, and the time to make my dreams come true. A chance to start again with knowledge, support, and people in your corner. Are you looking for that kind of help? It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Mini Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
I can't thank people enough for donating to the War Amps.
If I could, I'd give every single donor a big hug, because things that they've allowed these kids to do are amazing. gives them the opportunity to experience life as everyone else would.
They can do so much. They can play musical instruments, snowboarding, play hockey, kayak, swim. There's no doors being closed to them, and I find that amazing.
It's affected my family in a way that we may never be able to thank you.
Welcome back to the first intermission. It's Bill Hart and Steve Callahan and our good buddy, our good pal, Brian Rogers. Yesterday, caught up with team captain James Melindy to talk about the season, what's going on so far. Let's give a listen.
Thanks very much, guys. Here at Mary Brown Center with the pride of Gould's Newfoundland Labrador, number 43, but number 1 in your heart, the captain of the Newfoundland Growlers, James Melindy. Mel, thanks for joining us on our first intermission on this Saturday night on Rogers and Eastlink across Newfoundland and Labrador. Where do we begin, bro? What a long, arduous, and at times tumultuous season it's been, but you're right there on the verge of qualifying for the postseason. So you guys have done a heck of a job despite everything you've gone through.
Yeah, it's been quite a long season for sure, to say the least. We've dealt with a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of stuff that you're not used to and you can't prepare for. So we've gotten to the point now where we're close to clinching our spot for a playoff berth, and that's kind of what you play for. It's just to get yourself to the postseason, and then the fun really starts then.
Yeah. Well, James, obviously there's lots of movement going on after the National Hockey League trading deadline. I know there was a bevy of trades in the ECHL Thursday past. I guess it doesn't affect your hockey club indirectly, but still, when there's movement, sometimes it can be unsettling for a team, but you guys seem to have a flawless bunch in there that don't get phased by too many recalls or reassignments.
No, I mean, this time of the year, there's obviously a lot of, media presence in regards to players getting moved or called up or sent down, and we've been fortunate that we've had a lot of players be able to get up to the next level. That's obviously the main goal for players here, is to make it to the American League and then further into the NHL. So we've had a great success in being able to work with our players here and get them to the next level. With that comes some struggles at times, just roster movement and having new faces in, but for the most part, our core group of guys have been here all year, and it's one of those things. Pro hockey is you get stuff thrown at you that you can't really prepare for, and you just kind of put one foot in front of the other and try to get better every day. And thankfully, we've been able to do a pretty good job this year.
Yeah. Well, a credit to the coaching staff and your leadership group, led by you as the captain and your 3 assistants in Marcus, Todd, and of course Obi. But bringing the guys in, like I know you've got the deal with the Manitoba Moose too, so that's a different organization than the Leafs, but it seemed to work pretty good so far. But you integrate all the guys in. It doesn't matter where they're from or where they were born or whatever. They just come in here and you bring them in a group.
Yeah, I mean, we've been very fortunate to have good people come through the locker room, and obviously this year being affiliated with Manitoba gives us another aspect of players coming down, and a lot of times it can get
tangly?
Tangly and competitive, but this year, it's been excellent, and there's a lot of internal competition, but that makes you a better hockey player, and it pushes our hockey club to be better as well. So we're very fortunate to have 2 great affiliates, and obviously with the guys that they brought in on East Coast contracts has been phenomenal as well. If you look at it, Mark Johnstone comes in on an ECHL deal, and on a team that's heavily of AHL contracts, to get a call up is huge, and it's just a testament to the people and the research that the organization does of who they want to bring in, and we're very excited for everybody around here.
Well said, James Melindy, captain of your Newfoundland Growlers, in our first intermission with the Worcester Railers in town. It's been a tight battle in this Northern Division all year. Reading has obviously clinched. They're in first place. I know you guys are chasing them down, but is it really important? Do you want first place? I mean, it probably sounds stupid, but if you're comfortably second in home ice advantage, does that work for you guys?
Yeah, obviously the goal is to finish top. Obviously it's, you know, you can't look into it too far, but we do strive to get to that first place position. And, you know, our division in a whole is pretty tight. It's going to come down to the wire for some teams of who's going to make it in, who's going to make it out, what positions they're going to fall into playoff time. At the end of the day, no matter where we play, we feel confident of where we're going to be as a team come that time. So it's just trending in the right direction at the right time, and I think we're headed that way for sure.
Yeah. Well, Mel, that last road trip, you finished 4-3, but I mean, you played a Maine team that was desperate in Portland, your old home in the American Hockey League with the Pirates for many years. They were a better hockey club, obviously, than they were when you swept them 4 games here. So everybody's competitive right down the wire. So all these games are crucial, really.
Yeah, it's definitely this time of the year you're getting the best of all teams because they're playing with a lot of desperation. You're essentially playing for your life right now. It's you're playing to get into playoffs. You're playing to, you know, secure a position for next year. There's a lot of things that go into it, and teams have been around each other for the full season. So the last stretch, everybody's pretty comfortable at where their team is and how they're playing. So hockey is a lot tighter. No matter who we play, we always get the best of everybody. We've always had that kind of come against us, that we have a major target on our back. But it's good for us because it really prepares us for when, you know, it really starts to matter come playoff time, and we don't get any surprises of teams coming at us full board because it happens all season.
I'd like to reveal what I'm wearing underneath this. It's a T-shirt that says Growlers versus everybody, and I know you were an architect of that beautiful saying back in Brotherhood, established in 2018. So let's keep it rolling, eh?
Yeah, it's certainly true. It is Growlers.
Shag it, why not?
it is true. We seem like we have a lot of stuff stacked against us, and people want to see the Growlers fail, but we end up coming out on top every time. So hopefully this is no different this season.
Beautifully said by James Melindy, your captain, number 43, as they prepare to clinch a spot in the ECHL playoffs and go on another run. And Mel, finally, before we clue up here, you're in great shape this year. I just want to know if you contribute a little bit to your hiring at the St. John's Regional Fire Department. I know it was an awesome job for you to get, and we've all commented on you, and I know that you're a humble guy, but tell me, did it really help you along the way here? Because we thought you were faster and more lean and, well, not serene, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the year off of hockey definitely did the old fella some favors in getting healthy and feeling good. And then obviously with the position with St. John's Regional, you know, just trying to stay active, obviously, because it is a physically active job. And no, it's I get to live the best of both worlds with the fire department and being able to play here as well. It's absolutely a dream come true, both sides of it, and I feel very fortunate that I am able to do both. And no, it's very exciting. It's something that, you know, the off-ice transition of what I was going to do after hockey has really flown into a really good position for me, so I'm super excited for that.
Good for you. James Melindy, who's earned everything that's come his way since he started playing pro many years ago and beyond, when he was just a youngster growing up in the Goulds. Now let's go back to the desk.
Thank you very much, Brian. Man, James Melindy, the consummate captain right there.
Yeah, quiet, leads certainly by example. Just an incredible family, great family support, and you know, since the days of leaving the province to go to the hockey mecca of Notre Dame in Saskatchewan, and then working his way up to being a Moncton Wildcat and having all the opportunities that he has had along the way. It's been great to see. You know, he's so mature, and of course to have that background now of being a firefighter and everything that has come with that and the building of the career. So fantastic to see. He is the captain. He is the one that controls the ship.
All right, we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back momentarily as the first intermission continues on Rogers TV.
It all started when I racked up some serious debt. Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. Janes and Noseworthy came up with a plan. Knowing that the phone was going to stop ringing and that I was not in this alone was a huge relief. Bankruptcy or a consumer proposal or whatever help you get is not the end. It's just the beginning. A chance to start again with knowledge and support and people in your corner. Are you ready? Get out of debt. It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoswithy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship. But as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Welcome back to the first intermission. We're about to throw it back to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts for the start of the second. Bill Hart, Steve Callahan here with you. Before we do that, though, I want to show you some pictures of the most beautiful little girl you're ever going to see. Her name is Maggie Costello, and there she is right there in the middle with that smiling face with the glasses, surrounded by her mom there and the rest of her family. She went to her first Growlers game last night, and we don't have that picture of her at the game, but let me tell you something. She's a Make-A-Wish kid, and what's really cool about this young lady, I want to say hi to her mom, Katie, as well. Katie, when Maggie was born, she was told by doctors that she would never walk, she would never speak, she may never see, but as you saw by that picture and that smiling face, not only can she see in those beautiful eyes, but she sent a video to our radio station, Coast 1011, where she was dancing in her bedroom to the music. And not bad for a little girl that was told that may never walk. Yeah. So she was dancing, she was singing, and a while back she got her wish granted. She took over the city. You may have heard about this. She took over our morning show. We played whatever she wanted. We never thought we'd have to play Who Let the Dogs Out, but Maggie was the boss, and she took care of City Hall. She was at the fire department, the police department, and part of her wish granted by the Newfoundland Growlers, an invite to any game she wanted. And what a game she went to last night, clinching a postseason berth at the Mary Brown Center.
So much to be said for that smile, and such a high level of appreciation. And, you know, if we could really just bottle that up and embrace what really life is all about, that would be very, very special to do so. And so to see that, and maybe those are the people that we need to run the city and play the tunes.
Hey, listen, absolutely. I mean, you want to know who let the dogs out? Maggie's always there for you for any job. So thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed the game. We're going to throw it back now to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts. Let's get the second period started between the Newfoundland Growlers and the Worcester Railers on Rogers TV.
And Isaac Johnson with Garrett Johnson and James Melindy. We're underway. Centerman Hayhurst knocked down as it's cleared in. Perry behind his net confidently left it for Melindy. Held in at the line for the Railers. There's a shot knocked down but wide by Hayhurst. Left wing corner, Melindy stays with him as Garrett Johnson shovels it to the open corner. Skirving gave it a hack. He couldn't get it out. Puck loose. Gobbled up. Spinning away from trouble is Nathan Knoll. He'll find Garrett Johnson with a pass, and now Isaac Johnson carries it in. Slams on the brakes. Tried to feed it down low to Skirving. That one was blocked away. And now the Railers look to counter. Good active stick by Hoffenmeyer as he helps lift that one out of play. 19:19 to go here in period number 2. In case you're just joining us, 1-0 thanks to Zach O'Brien. A record-breaking goal for Zach O'Brien. He's now the Growlers' record holder. Well, he woke up as the record holder. He broke his own record. Points in a season with a goal here tonight.
Thought he might have broke it last night almost. It looked like everyone tried to set him up for that third goal, that third point.
Well, he did assist on that one. That was the record tire on Oren Centazzo's goal. Speaking of which, That line's out there now. Finkelstein frees it up, but it's blocked in midair and carried in onside for the Railers. Osmanski. He had it stolen away by Finkelstein, and now a long feed finds Centazzo on the left side of center. All the way into the high slot. That one's stolen away. These colors are a little similar, maybe. Navy blue and white. It is for the Railers here this evening. The Growlers in their Growlers by Leaf jerseys. As Centazzo hits center ice and dumps it in. Out of his net goes Colton Ellis. Played away from him and behind the net, McCarthy. 90 seconds gone here in the second period. Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on the call from high atop the rafters here in Mary Brown Center. Double up by Pietraniro. They'll play it ahead, and it's stolen, but left behind by Jandrick. Swept away to open ice, and a chance to recover it for Pietraniro. They'll play it to center. Lunging after it is McKenna. Can't reel it in, but it's back to center, and Pietraniro settles it across and gets the feed back just outside his own blue line. Now to center, where McKenna snaps one in deep. Shots are still 13-10 in favor of the Growlers as both teams look to get the offense started here in the second period. In the left wing corner, a big scrum, almost like a rugby scrum. They haven't moved down there. Ooh, out of the corner with some heat and off the outside of the net, but the Railers, they look to counter as it's ahead for Smotherman. He's got Pietraniro all over him and forces him into the left wing boards. Puck still tucked behind the net. Hellickson pulls it away, and Gordy Green starts it right down the middle, fights off a check, and still manages to leave it for McKenna to chip it in deep. Spets, he's guided in by Gordy Green as the Growlers unable to pull it out of the scrum this time. As Shreddle sends it ahead. Ahurst, his shot over the net. Right wing horns and sent back down low. Centering effort there, Shreddle. That's blocked in front and lifted into the air. All the way to center. Look at the wheels on Welsh. Carries into the left-hand side. Dropped off for Skirving. A shot. And a great save made there. Back a 3-on-1 for the Railers. But hustling back. Look at the work by Isaac Johnson on the back check. And Garrett Johnston sweeps the puck out of harm's way, and it ends up in center. Listen to this crowd here tonight. Following up there, Isaac Johnson unable to get it in over the stick of the defender, so it's cleared in by the Railers. 16.5 minutes left in the second period. 1-0 Newfoundland. James Melindy showing off some fancy skating there. That's off the stick of Skirving. Tumbles right in on Ellis, and he'll be forced to hang on to that one.
Nearly 3 minutes before either team registering a shot here in the second period, and looking like both teams struggling a little bit to find any offensive generation. Everything coming in and going wide, and then either wide of the net or over the net. And so Growlers with this face-off here might be able to start to generate something, especially with this line in particular. I mean, Tyler Boland, Zach O'Brien, and Oren Centazzo, they're no one to find the back of the net.
So here's the nickname I've cooked up for this line. I made you wait a period, and it is super uncreative. It's the Boo line with Boland, O'Brien, and OC Centazzo.
Oh, all right, yeah.
The Boo line. It's cute too.
It works.
And to you at home, what should we call the line? It's been one of the most consistent ones since Tyler Boland joined the squad. Yep. Tyler Boland, Zach O'Brien, and Oren Centazzo. Someone's got to have better than the Boo line out there. Maybe that's...
I mean, their initials make it hard too.
They do. I plug them in. My Wordle skills are coming in handy here as the Railers work it in. Smotherman, his pass about eye high. And now here comes Oren Centazzo streaking down the left wing. Unable to come away with that one though. Smotherman gets it back. Rolled off the end of his stick. Followed up by Newt. Through the middle and out the other side. Boland is there. Great stick lift. Swing and a miss on the opportunity by Jandrick, but he'll pull it back away up top for Smotherman. Redirected in wide of the cage. Into the right wing corner. Collecting it in was Brandt. Sharp angle try this time. It launched almost into the danger zone, but Centazzo played it ahead for Finkelstein. He'll scoop down the right wing, trying to center. Or O'Brien there. That's blocked but stolen back. Sent behind the net by Finkelstein. Nobody there to pick that one up. 14-11 are the shots for Newfoundland. That's one apiece here in this period as VC drops it off for Butler. His shot easily held by Perry.
Growlers looking to put more towards the net tonight. I think that was one thing last night is when they did get those opportunities, it almost looked like they tried to get a little too cutesy with it rather than just throwing everything they could out net. Mainly, even if they could get some whistles to try to help them come back to life, but we're seeing a different Railers team here tonight. And the Growlers, you almost could have worried that they could have sat back on their heels and thought, last night was a good game, it'll be just as easy tonight, but not doing that here so far.
Burgess avoids a check as he clears it in. Gordy Green. I'm working on some nicknames too, and I think I've got one cooked up, but well, that'll wait. As the Railers spin one in front, intended for Newkirk, it's off the mark. Right wing corner, freed back up to the right point to Shredder. Holds the line, sends a pass along the right wing boards, kept alive by the Railers, up top a drive, fought off by Perry, now stuck behind the net. Pietranero couldn't get to it, held in, there's a shot blocked in front by the Growlers, and a strong outlet feed for Gordy Green. It's broken up, played out to center, Green, ahead for McKenna. He looks over his shoulder, tries a shot, a good rip too, but Ellis has got his number. 1-0. That's the score for the Growlers.
Jeremy McKenna, of course, putting one away last night. I mean, Ellis did rob him at one point with his glove too across the crease. They're real good, but McKenna one-upping him on that after.
Face off to the right of Ellis. 40 saves a night ago. Entered tonight's game with a .293 goals against average and a .914 save percentage. His save percentage will go up there as Garrett Johnson put one right in the red basket. Another shot for Newfoundland, make it 15 on the evening. Face off once again to the right of Ellis. It's Skirving, Welch, Knoll, Johnston, and Melindy out there. This face off though, one back by the Railers, but held in at the line by Melindy, and it just hopped over his stick. On a good sweeping poke check there. And a whistle, offside on the play. We'll step aside for a short break. Still 1-0 Newfoundland, thanks to the St. John's native Zach O'Brien, right here on the Growlers Broadcast Network.
All right, thank you, Chris Ballard. Thank you, Kellyanne Roberts. It's Bill and Steve here, and I've been doing my jumbles trying to figure out a good line name for O'Brien, Boland, and Centazzo. Cobb? Cobb? No, Bach. This is Chris. Stop making us think. Saturday night, we need a rest.
We would ask our audience that if they do have any hints or any tips that they could send our way, we can certainly do so. They can send them to us personally. You can find ourselves, and we will take them and try to come up with the best line for those guys.
Too bad they didn't all have flowing locks of hair like Centazzo. The Sleeping Beauty line.
Yes.
No, the Rapunzel line. Oh, now we're cooking. We're going to need a few moments here, so we're going to throw it back to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on Rogers TV.
Down the rabbit hole?
There would be jumping jacks involved.
I'm just going to trust you on that one.
Thanks.
I don't plan on finding out for myself, and I mean no disrespect to the Zumba community when I say that.
No, it's an intense
It's
workout.
just not for Chris. Yeah, you lost me at workout.
It is a pretty full stadium here tonight, though, in saying that. And
no kidding.
Jumping jacks going on. It's because everywhere you look, everyone's bouncing.
Well, helped in large part to a big group of Northeast Eagles in the house. I think their entire association is here tonight. I was told over 600 kids from that association are here tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's some final jamborees going on out there.
So we thank everyone for their support of Growlers hockey, and tonight especially the Northeast Eagles. Big hit there by Nathan Knoll in the right wing corner. He's knocked down in a pile by Osmanski. His play continues, and it's Knoll who gets the puck. He's going to try and scoot by Osmanski. He's not going to let that happen. Freed up, though, behind the net. Welch out for Skirving. His shot stopped. The rebound still loose for Welch down there. Fighting hard for it was Nathan Knoll. I love a little bit of tenacity on this line here. Nathan Knoll. I think he's getting closer and closer to finding where the line is. You know, I mean, again, I don't mean that in a negative sense to Nate at all. Oh, boy, almost a turnover force there by Skirving. But instead, it'll be carried back out by Newton. He'll roll it in. Perry behind his net just leaves this one for Hoffenmeyer. Nifty pass ahead, Centazzo. Rink wide for O'Brien. Off the outside of his skates, he's forced to dump it in. Look at Orange Tazo. He's the first one down there. Swooping in is Bolin, knocked away from him. This line last night did a lot of the heavy lifting for the Growlers, combining for 6 points. Last night did the Boo line. Gotta keep trying it.
Keep trying it.
Keep trying it until it works.
Yeah.
At least for one night.
This line also really good on the back check. I mean, multiple times last night, Zach O'Brien and Tyler Bolin making it back, lifting some sticks and stopping some potential opportunities for the Railers.
Knifed in by the Railers. First man back is Hoffenmeyer. He'll give that one a ride, and a little extra on that one. That's going to be an icing. No, it held up about 2 feet in front of the goal line. That's going to force the Railers to have to skate it in, but a quick 2-on-1. Newkirk fires wide. Grade A opportunity there, and now up ahead is McKenna looking for a grade A opportunity of his own. Drops this one for Gordy Green, and a nice save made. Maybe a little extra flair on that glove save from Colton Ellis. That one coming off the stick of the Treetown Terror, Gordy Green.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, he's from Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is nicknamed Treetown.
Makes sense.
So I'm pretty happy about that one.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. You got Summerside Sniper, and now you've got...
I did not coin Summerside Sniper. I actually, in a game on the road, for those who may not have tuned in, and that was not for me throwing shade at you, dear, for not tuning in.
You only say it every year at every game.
Here comes an opportunity for the Railers, and an even better defensive effort by the Growlers, and now they're going to hurry back. In comes Gordy Green over the line for Jeremy McKenna. McKenna stops up, finds Burgess, and a high-rising wrister there just over the net. Following up, Gordy Green takes it back to the left point. Pietronero across. Collected in, going for a skate is Hellickson. Fires! Redirected wide by McKenna, and he battles to free the puck back up. McKenna dumped there behind the play. As Burgess continues his fight, and he comes away with it. Burgess down low. McKenna looks up top. It stopped the second try. Stopped as well the third try. How did McKenna even get a third try? It's pushed to center by the Railers. Down the left wing, relentless this attack for the Growlers. This line, oh my, a knuckler in from Isaac Johnson. Fought off, the shot count has crept higher. It is 20-13 for the Growlers here as it's cleared for an icing by Worcester. 10:45 remaining. What was I saying? I was saying something.
Summerside Sniper.
Yeah, I interviewed McKenna on the road and asked him, I'm like, hey man, I didn't coin this. Do you know where it came from? And he said, yep, he gives full credit to the voice of the Moncton Wildcats in the QMJHL where he played his junior hockey. He said that's where it first came from. So there you go.
It's Duxon Jr.
Oh, it's just so good.
Oh.
Some nicknames kind of write themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Face-off one to James Melindy in the offensive zone for the Growlers. There's Isaac Johnson, walks the line, a wrister. Rebound, loose in the slot. Smartly played back to Isaac Johnson, now across to Melindy. Dances in on the backhand, had it knocked away all the way to center. Garrett Johnston's there, 10:28 to go in this second period. Still 1-0 Growlers. Pushed out to center, knocked right back in on a delayed offside, the Railers. They'll tag up. That's plenty of time for Garrett Johnston. What a move for Isaac Johnson. Toe drag all the way in. He scores! Oh my goodness, did that just happen? Isaac Johnson, what a display. It's 2-0.
Between the legs and everything. I mean, that you couldn't have scripted that. You couldn't have drawn that up. That was beautiful. You see him come down the side here. You think that he's going to make that pass, but then just underneath the stick and just lets it go.
I don't know what to say.
Growlers are up 2-0.
What a feed. It was Johnson. Started at the top left circle, toe dragged around one defender, dragged it back in, and got it through. The goaltender for a 2-0 lead. Finkelstein tied up with his man down there as the Railers look to counter back. Here's the goal call. Isaac Johnson it is. From James Melindy and Garrett Johnston. But the Railers have control here in the offensive zone. That one guided away by Perry. The Railers buzzing here. Markel across, wide of the cage. keeping the blocker and that goal stick flat down there. It's Chase Perry as Finkelstein swarms in to try and take it back. Puck to his knees, his Boland shovels it along the end boards, not out. Into the slot, O'Brien touched it ahead, now Centazzo. He's in a one-on-one, he's gonna beat his man. All the way in, he's clawed to the ice. Oh, now, if you were to look up penalty in the dictionary, you're gonna see a replay of that exact play as the boos rain down here. I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
No, that's a textbook call there.
9 minutes to go in the period. Working it back in is Baudouin. His shot off his teammate. Pinballs around and settled by McKenna. Across for Gordy Green in over the offensive zone. It's a quick 3-on-2. Pass intended for McKenna is blocked away. Still loose. And Gordy Green, a thumping check there. But the Growlers can't hold the zone. It ends up back at center. Pietranero ahead for Burgess. He'll curl one into the left wing corner. 8.5 minutes to go here in this second period. 22-13 are the shots. It's 2-zip. Played in. Penalty coming up. Touched by the Growlers. And a hold has been called. And after that egregious miss by the officials, Gordy Green goes for a nothing play.
James Melindy here now looking to have a few words to try to understand that call, but also pointing out you missed the big one. Lawrence Centazzo coming in, beating his man, making so much work and effort, and gets hauled down before even getting a shot off.
Hey, the call. I'm trying to come to the defense of the officials on that one. Nope.
Not even a makeup call, so.
Can't happen. 2-0 Growlers, and they're in the sin bin for 2 minutes or less here. The Railers try to set up. They're in tight. Puck is loose. And what a save by Perry. How did that stay out?
That was a good glove there by Perry.
Man, oh man. The Growlers highlight reel just keeps on rolling at both ends of the ice here tonight.
Perry now with several big saves here, keeping this a 2-0 hockey game. Really, at one point, a 1-0 for quite a bit.
Face off inside the Growlers, and only 10 seconds gone off the kill. Up top, Markel across. Rapace, what a block laying out there was Nathan Knoll, and hammering to clear the zone was Noel Hoffenmeyer. 8 minutes left in the second period. 2-0 Growlers. Chance in everything here at the Mary Brown Center tonight as the Railers chip that one in. Nathan Knoll, a steady shoulder check there. The Railers turn it over. This could be another shorthanded 2-on-1. Skirving with Nathan Knoll. Skirving, his pass pinballed off a leg. Now the Growlers gotta hurry back. It's a 3-on-2. Newton over the line, drop for Jandrick. Cross, Rapace missed the pass. He'll send it behind the net, partially blocked by Melindy. 1 minute to go on the power play. Rapace spins it up top, McCarthy walks the line, back to Rapace and across. Top right circle, Jandrick missed it wide. Off the inboards, McCarthy again, back to Jandrick. Jandrick walks halfway down, dishes up top, McCarthy and across. Touchdown in front, blocked by Hellickson. Good stick by Hellickson to force it along the right wing boards. Skirving leans around his man, but held by McCarthy. 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Under 7 minutes to play in the period. Jandrick, he's blocked. McKenna's stick was slashed out of his hands. Another bad miss.
He's looking to the ref too, still looking.
Yeah, well, his stick's in a million pieces on the ice.
Now he's pinned against the boards. Really a 5-on-3 here for the Railers.
And a whistle with 9 seconds left on the penalty kill. Brutal. Growlers cannot catch a break here in this second period, unless it's a broken stick.
I mean, on the upside, though, holding so far, Railers only 1 shot on this power play, and they held them to 3 on that double minor to start the first period as well. So 4 shots through nearly 6 minutes of power play activity. I'd say it's a good peek.
Face off to the left of Chase Perry. Bouncing puck. The center for Worcester. He's dumped in the face-off dot as Pietranero launches that one the length of the ice. Colton Ellis Read that one up in the corner. And the man's out of the box. We're back to 5 aside as the Railers look for an answer, but they find Ben Finkelstein, who steals the puck away. Boland trying to get after it as well. Comes out to center. What a move. Finkelstein. Everyone's on side. Finkelstein in with a shot, and it's held by Ellis.
So tricky when he pivots there, looking like he's really just going to stick handle across, look for the down low pass, and then he lets one go. And a hard shot for that matter. I know last night it threw Ellis off at least once, so not surprising that Ellis is tracking it a bit better tonight.
Well, step aside first.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kellyanne. We'll throw it back to you in just a few moments. Bill Hart, Steve Callahan here. We had to calm Steve down a little bit because, let me just show you the highlight of the penalty that was not called, and then we'll await your comment. Take a look at this.
I think it's just been a series of events here, but right away you see the hand is right there, full on, full 5 fingers, just a total grab. And, you know, it's a play that is very frustrating because it amplifies the plays after that. So right here you see it's a loose hand, and it's always been talked about that in the game now, if you take your hand off the stick, you are putting yourself in a penalized position here. And again, you know, they're moving their feet, they're cutting to the net, they're doing what they can, they're battling through. But once you take that hand off their stick and make that a play, that's an obvious penalty. If anything, arguably could have been a penalty shot if he had got another little bit of breakaway, but certainly a penalty there. But what happens after that is everything else becomes amplified. The play back in the neutral zone, where St. John's or Newfoundland, takes the penalty in the zone there, that becomes more frustrating because yes, that was a penalty, but it was a result of a frustration from earlier on of a penalty not being called. And then the frustration is amplified with broken sticks and body language, and it's just not what you want to happen. Whereas if the initial call is made, the subsequent other calls would become irrelevant.
Referee, it's a good thing Steve doesn't know where you live.
Yeah.
Just kidding. He's a pussycat. All right, Chris, Kellyanne, I'll throw it back to you now to continue the second period on Rogers TV.
Stand in front of.
No. Not even for money. Cleared away. Off the high glass, out to center, Centazzo. Advanced that one into the offensive zone. Sent back to center. Freed up, onside, in comes Boland. Oh, what a feed through the middle intended for Centazzo. He'll play it for himself in the left wing corner. Leaves it there. Boland. Oh, a heavy shoulder check collision there between and a penalty to Boland.
Boland knows it's a tripping, but it's not intentional. I mean,
oh, by no means that one. And that's the right call to make.
Yeah.
So with 5:18 to go, the Growlers getting some reps in on the penalty kill. The kill is 3 for 3 here this evening. So far, so good.
A kill that's only allowed 4 shots on net.
Wow, that's a good point.
Yeah. Doing a great job. It's such an aggressive penalty kill. I know I say this every single time, but we saw it with Cordy Green and Todd Skirving both going down essentially on a 2-on-1 and then having to hustle all the way back to make sure they didn't allow for a 3-on-2.
Kept alive by the Railers off the draw. Chandrick, though, lost the handle on it down into the corner. Nathan Knoll finds it. He's going to try. He's being pinned against the end boards down there. And a big scrum now. Puck hasn't moved. To the left of Perry. He watches intently, waiting to see who comes away with it. And it's the bearded one, Todd Skirving, who comes away. He'll also be our second intermission guest on Mixler, where, ironically enough, we talk a little bit about his beard.
Oh.
Does he have to shave it before growing out a playoff beard for playoffs?
Yes.
That is apparently incorrect. As the Nailers are nabbed. The Railers. The Nailers play in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Yes.
Real team. Icing is the call against Worcester, is the roundabout way of saying it.
While on the power play, so just to show how effective that penalty kill is being so far for the Growlers.
Face off to the left of Ellis. McKenna steps in for the draw. He's out with Isaac Johnson, Noel Hoffenmeyer, and James Melindy, and it's going to be Noel Hoffenmeyer scooting back in his own zone to pick it up. And a quick clear there. He's got to have the heaviest shot in the ECHL. Hoffenmeyer.
I'd say pretty close.
I haven't seen anyone. Cross on the right-hand side. The Railers still have a minute of power play time to go here. McCarthy across top left circle. Delivered in on goal. The rebound is clear by Newfoundland. Behind the net is Colton Ellis now as the Growlers get a full line change. 40 seconds left on the penalty kill. And the Railers. How was Gordy Green allowed to do that? Into the left wing corner. Shoves a man twice his size into the end boards as VC skates it away. Finds Hayhurst streaking in. Across for Butler. Great feed to the high slot. Stopped by Perry. No harm done. And now Gordy Green. Gordy Green's gonna go. He's in a fight with VC. Bodies flying all over the place.
I can't tell if it was Pietranero or who it was that stepped in pretty quick there to try to.
The Tree-Town Terror, Gordy Green, is at it again.
We've got a few bodies down there right now and a ref. I think both refs, actually. Linesman. Gordy Green up and just heading straight.
Well, no, he should be. If it's a fighting major, yeah, he'll head down the locker. And look at this crowd. The effort from Gordy Green being applauded here. Now.
Goal and VC, though, heading, looking like both are going to the box. Gordy Green taking a spin at the bench.
Oh, if I were Gordy, I'd be trying to get the crowd into it. That's like the one time he's looked anything close to a fighter all season long. I'd be giving it to the crowd a little, not giving it to the crowd, you know what I mean?
Burgess comes by and just gives him a fist bump in the box there. Doesn't drop anything off to him.
But see, that's, again, we talked about it earlier, the culture of this Growlers hockey team. All for one and one for all, really.
Oh, absolutely.
And that means sometimes if Gordy Green feels like he's got to answer the bell, those gloves are coming off.
He's someone who's not afraid of it. I mean, despite, 5'8", he's not afraid to get in there. And I mean, VC's not a small guy either. I mean, 6 feet.
It's good to see. I mean, I hate seeing it for fear of injury of someone in Gordy's position. But the fan in me just loves to see the heart of a lion. That's literally in every single player on this team, the way that they've bought in the system set up by Eric Wellwood and Nate McKeever.
I mean, it's working. 21 seconds left in that penalty kill for the Growlers, and I've counted one shot in it, but it's not registering there. So right now they're saying they've held no shots on this penalty kill.
Being shown out of the face-off dot is Nathan Knoll. Todd Skirving. He'll scoot in. And he'll win it cleanly. Cleared by Hellickson. A bouncer all the way in on Ellis. So coincidental roughing minors for VC and Green. And Nathan Knoll strips his man of the puck. 5 seconds to go on the kill. And that's gonna do it. Here comes Tyler Boland, another kill for the Growlers. They're 4 for 4 on the kill tonight. Smotherman gets in but left the puck behind. Played ahead, now Boland's in a foot race back. Boland along the right wing boards into the corner, freed up to O'Brien. That's picked up instead by Hellickson. He'll swing it back into the left wing corner. 3 minutes to go. Growlers come up empty-handed on this possession as Rapace. He blew a tire there and had a little trouble getting control of the puck. So he'll give it right to Ben Finkelstein inside the Growlers' end. Hoffenmeyer. Cross ice feed once again to Finkelstein, now ahead to Hoffenmeyer. Zach O'Brien now in for Centazzo. Dances by Shreddle into the left wing corner, kept alive to O'Brien. O'Brien centered spin. Oh, and Centazzo off the outside of the goal post. Big check there by Centazzo. Shreddle toward the line, it lands, but stolen by Finkelstein. Oh, dances around two, remember, he still trying to find his jockstrap down there is Baudouin. At center now with 2:05 left. Scrum against the right wing boards. Hayes gets it to the line. Not out, they say, as Burgess sends it across to Malindi. Head up play, finds Welch. Welch carries in, into the slotted drive, a high one over the net. Behind the net, McKenna. Welch out in front. Oh, what a point-blank opportunity for Burgess. He's robbed by Ellis. Garrett Johnston. Smart play to Malindi there. And up on the right wing side, but blocked Now a one-on-one back in. What a block that was by Garrett Johnston. 95 seconds to go here in the second period of a 2-0 Growler lead. Here they come down the left wing. McKenna stops up just inside the line. Hard pass finds Burgess. Burgess behind the net. Ian Welch trying to free it up. Right wing corner. Burgess does come away with it, trying to backhand pass. Burgess somehow comes out with that puck. Across to Hellickson, top left circle now. Drives it toward the cage. It's stopped by Ellis. Left wing corner. Freed up by McKenna. Poked away from him. 1 minute to go in the second period here. At center, Newton. Blocked away. Still a bouncing puck. Jandrick. Ooh! A penalty coming up to the Railers. And a fight in the corner. Pietranero. He's going to give Jandrick the business. That didn't last long as Matteo Pietranero standing up for his fallen teammate, and Jandrick was outmatched there, but there is a Growler still down on the ice.
Trainer quick to the ice there.
Hellickson.
Looking like he's getting up on his own. Growler's not letting anything go by without someone having to answer for it.
Accountability is important, especially in the final games of the season, but that's, you don't want to see a guy like Hellickson go down. He gets a pat on the rear end. He appears to be okay, skating off on his own power.
46 seconds left. He'll go and, I imagine, get checked out.
He's just going to take a seat.
All right.
46.2 on the clock here in the second period. The referee's arm was in the air prior to the fight.
Well, Jandrick and Pietranero both just headed down the tunnels, of course, to their respective rooms. Makes sense with 46 seconds left, either of them having to spend time in the box.
Jandrick, so someone ought to serve the minor penalty that was called.
Yeah. The gate is open for him.
Zach O'Brien continuing his discussion.
5-on-4 hockey.
A Growler power play. Worcester needs to send a man to the box, and they're going to send Reese Newkirk.
Growlers haven't had much of an opportunity for the power play in this second period, so they'll get 46 seconds of it. I mean, they're 1 for 1 on the power play right now.
That's true. And they're the league's top-ranked power play at that. Centazzo, Skirving, McKenna, Finkelstein, and O'Brien. Maybe the best power play unit in the ECHL gets 46 seconds to make it 3-0. Skirving wins the draw, clean back. Finkelstein just inside the blue line. Head up. Beautiful feed to O'Brien. Looks up top. Oh, what a save there by Ellis. Short side glove. 35.5 seconds left in the second period. Coming up in the second intermission on Rogers. Brian Rogers has Todd Burgess lined up.
Todd Burgess, he's one of those players out there who he's quiet, but so effective.
Skirving on the draw. Played behind the net, VC. Puts it right on the tape of O'Brien. 30 seconds left in the period. Finkelstein to Centazzo, top left circle. Opens up, looking for a lane, finds a bank pass for Finkelstein. Top left circle, they change positions. Into the slot, broken up, and now they gotta hurry back. Skating this one in is Baudouin. That's poke checked away into the corner of the Growlers. 7 seconds to go, time for one last rush. McKenna, he's gonna rush it in himself. 2-1, nice effort, but knocked away. And that's going to do it for an entertaining second period of action here at the Mary Brown Center tonight. 12-4 were the shots for the Growlers, and they tacked on another one. Isaac Johnson, an eye-popping goal, his 12th at 9:47 from James Melindy and Garrett Johnston. The only goal of the period. As we step aside for a short break, we'll send you back to Bill and Steve on the desk back at Rogers headquarters. While those of you on mix.
Thank you, Chris and Kellyanne. Yes, a very interesting period. The Growlers, look, Worcester should just thank the Lucky Stars. It's 2-0. As Chris just mentioned, outshot in that period 12-4. The fact that it's 2-0. Kudos to the net-minding skills of Worcester, of course. Ellis doing a good job so far keeping them in it.
Back-to-back for him, too. That's not a tough task. Last night, 40 saves. Now It's been 5 periods without a goal. So, yeah, they are definitely questioning things. I mean, their D-zone exits have been struggles tonight. So many neutral zone turnovers, which have resulted in Newfoundland coming back the other way. So we see a lot of, miscommunication, not into a good flow. Certainly they're really struggling tonight, the Railers are, and that has not led to a sustained attack on their behalf. So certainly they really need to clean things up a little bit. But, for all these results, it's still 2-0. If they were to get one, even though their special teams have been struggling, but if they were to get one to make it 2-1 early, then certainly the game could shift and the ice could tilt.
Well, one highlight to show you from that second period, and it was the goal that made it 2-0. Isaac Johnson scoring the goal here.
Yeah, and again, I love this speed and that little tuck to bring it to the net. Not, we're hoping that we can get a little different angle on that. Not sure if he actually shot that in or if the momentum on the play here. Again, he brings it through. He's got the defenseman right on the right angle, and as it looks like he's trying to sweep it across to come across, and I think on the backhand is when he gets contact with the puck and puts it in. If we could let it roll, yeah, that's a great angle. You see the little tuck, and I think as he's trying to bring it through here, it's almost like a little, I think he's, that's a little hurry hard on the old curling side of things. Some real gold medal sweeping there. But yeah, we can see that was a great highlight, guys. Great job there. But the speed, the cutting to the net, he had the defenseman on the right angle that he was able to justify that. The defenseman was open face, so he wasn't able to cut down on an angle. So he saw that with the speed, and then as he's trying to bring it through, just the whole momentum of the play, which comes from the legs. Right. The legs drive the speed, and that opportunity resulted in, just what looked like to be a superb highlight goal.
A goal is a goal, and it still smells as so sweet. I don't know if I said that right or not, but you mentioned curling. It goes without saying we should wish our best wishes to Team Gushu, who's in Las Vegas this weekend, World Curling Championship. So good luck to them for sure. We're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back with Brian Rogers, and he has a little chit-chat with the Growlers player next on Coast 1011. There you go. Absolutely. On Rogers TV.
Interest payments were going up. Creditors were calling. I finally realized I needed help. The people at James & Noseworthy really took care of me, and I'm glad I chose a local solution. I felt like they understood me better. Getting help with my debt has given me the energy, the headspace, and the time to make my dreams come true. A chance to start again with knowledge, support, and people in your corner. Are you looking for that kind of help? It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
I'm Darren Han. Please join me for Pocket Universe. On this show, we'll showcase artists, cosplayers, gamers, and discuss all topics of sci-fi, horror, and fantasy in Newfoundland and Labrador. This place is teeming with creative people who love to talk about their passion. That's Pocket Universe, Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m., only on Rogers TV.
All right, welcome back to the second intermission. Newfoundland Growlers up 2-0 over the Worcester Railers. Bill Hart, Steve Callahan with you. We're just talking some St. John's Junior hockey. You know a little bit about that, do you not?
I certainly do. The coach of the St. John's Caps. We had a great little playoff run, and the playoffs are still continuing right now. It's just a tremendous league, 8-team leagues. The whole real Avalon Peninsula has been represented, and it's fantastic to see. We certainly, on behalf of the league, want to say thank you to the Newfoundland Growlers as well, who continue to be a sponsor for Player of the Games individually, which has been great, and see that relationship grow on behalf of the community. But yeah, we are deep into the playoffs right now. Tomorrow night, Game 6 of the President's Cup Final between the Mount Pearl Blades and the CBN Stars, two incredible franchises who had just absolutely fantastic years, deep rosters, and the big win came last night for Mount Pearl, 3-2 in Bay Roberts Arena over the Stars. I may be wrong here, but I'm anticipating that to be the first loss at home all year.
They don't lose very often.
They do not lose very often. So tomorrow night at the Glacier, I believe it's a 7:30 start. Tickets on sale from 3 to 5 p.m. and of course then 6:30 p.m. onwards. They're anticipating a pretty good crowd there tomorrow night. Side note, still have to wear the mask inside.
Sure.
But certainly looks to be an incredible game tomorrow night between two very, very good quality hockey clubs.
Nice. Hey, future Growlers probably in that lineup.
Absolutely. You know, when we look at some of the players that have done, there are some opportunities there. If I'm not mistaken, one of the players on CBN was actually invited to play for one of the ECHL teams this year.
Well, there you go.
So,
all right, we're going to throw it down to Brian Rogers, who sat down to chat with Todd Burgess.
Thanks very much, guys. And with number 21 of your Newfoundland Growlers, the pride of Phoenix, Arizona, USA, Todd Burgess. Todd, thanks for joining us in our second intermission on this Saturday night from the Mary Brown Center. Well, welcome back to Newfoundland, Bergie. When we first met and talked earlier in the season, I think you were here for a grand total of 12 hours. You flew into town, touchdown, had a look around, and then beat it. Now you're back. How you feeling about that?
It's good. It's good to be back. It's a really good town. It was good to meet some of the guys coming here early on in the year, so it was good to see those guys again and finally play in the rink here in front of the fans.
Yeah, a lot of guys have been saying that they haven't had an opportunity to skate at Mile 1 or Mary Brown Center now, of course, our official sponsor for the next 10 years. But I think that's pretty cool, too. You obviously, are entrenched with the Manitoba Moose, and you were playing there for most of the season. Tell me about your relationship with Mark Morrison, the head coach of the Moose, who used to be here once upon a time.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I think I had a real good... him and I were clicking all year, kind of. The coaching staff there is great. It's a good place to kind of start your career. So I loved it. I thought it was a good place. It was... the weather there was a little hard to get used to, coming from Arizona, kind of one extreme to the other. So that was something to kind of battle with. But as a team and as an organization, especially Mark, it was good all around.
That's good to hear, Todd, because I know that he loves Newfoundland and Labrador, and he really enjoyed his time here with the Ice Caps. And I've kind of figured he'd be a guy that would put some good words into you. Hey, listen, keep playing your game. You're going to get better, but you're going to a pretty good place to play.
Yeah, absolutely. He's, like you said, he's been here, and I don't know, it's a good place to come, and I'm looking forward to playing tonight and this weekend.
All right, Todd. For the benefit of all the viewers out there in Rogers and Eastlink across Newfoundland, Labrador, let's walk us through your life. Well, you were born in Phoenix.
Yeah.
How old were you when you actually first started playing? And tell me the reason why you get into hockey.
I started rollerblading and stuff around 3 or 4 years old. My dad's from upstate New York, so he grew up playing hockey. He kind of got me into it, and from there just grew up playing in Peoria, which is just a little northwest of Phoenix. Hockey wasn't huge. It still isn't huge in Arizona, but it's starting to grow year by year. And I don't know, it was a great experience. I didn't realize how great the weather was and stuff until I moved away, but it was a good place to grow up and play. I ended up moving to Fairbanks, Alaska, which was another extreme to move to.
Extreme stuff.
Yeah. So that was a great place to play. Great fan base, great organization. From there, went to RPI in New York to play college. My first year had to get double knee surgery, so I had to redshirt, sit out. So that was a little bump in the road in my career. And then my 5th year in college, I did my graduate year in Minnesota State. And then from there, here's my first year. So it's been a good ride so far.
Yeah, wow, whirlwind tour, and the weather, the atmospheric things really got me going there. That's pretty cool to say the least, coming from the desert, because it's sure hot there for sure. You played with the Phoenix Junior Coyotes program. Tell me about that. That must have been a thrill, though, hey, knowing that there was I know it's the Arizona Coyotes now, but
having an NHL team in your hometown, and you're a young guy coming up the ladder, and now all of a sudden, hey, you're a step away.
Yeah, it's kind of cool throwing on the Coyotes jersey when you're younger. Definitely looked up to the Coyotes growing up, going to the games and stuff. So it was great. We had a lot of guys coming in from all over Arizona. Like I said, not a lot of hockey in Arizona, so we got to kind of bring in the best players around town, and a lot of them went to the junior Coyotes, so I was fortunate enough to play for that organization.
Excellent. Todd Burgess, number 21 of your Newfoundland Growlers, joining us in our second intermission. Todd, obviously, like when you think of Phoenix and such, and we've already talked about this a little bit, I would think that you'd be playing baseball, football, and any other outdoor activities that you can handle in the severe heat and humidity. Did you play other sports growing up?
Yeah, played all sports growing up. Most of my teammates and I would kind of venture off, play football, a lot of baseball, different stuff like basketball and stuff. I think that being an athlete when you're younger is huge, and that was fortunate enough to have some good buddies along the way to play with.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about growing up. Were there any other things outside of sports that you enjoyed as a youngster?
Yeah, I mean, baseball was one of my bigger sports growing up and stuff, but I always came back to hockey. That was my number one sport. So I was fortunate enough to have a dad that grew up playing and getting me into it, because not many of my friends in high school and people I grew up with got in hockey. So
yeah, were you a decent ball player?
Yeah, I'd like to think so, but probably better off playing hockey for sure.
So just tell me, because I really do enjoy ball. Not as much as I used to like it. I think they've ruined the game with all this analytics and shifts and crap. But anyways, what position did you play?
Mostly first base, because I'm a left-hander. So yeah, first base was my thing, and try to get a hold of the ball behind the plate. So.
Let's talk a little bit of hockey now. They're saying, come on, talk more hockey with you. Describe yourself as a player, Todd. What are the integral things in your game that you are happy with and what you need to improve upon?
I like to think of myself as kind of a power forward that can shoot the puck, make plays down low, little plays and stuff. I'm playing center now. I haven't played center in probably 4 or 5 years, so that's something I definitely need to work on and kind of learn game by game here, but I'm looking forward to it.
Good for you. And in closing, Todd, tell me about who your favorite team was growing up and your favorite player.
It was the Coyotes, obviously, because we were in obviously the hometown, but Steve Yzerman was definitely my guy when I was younger, so I liked watching the Red Wings growing up. But definitely both of those teams, Shane Doan as well, 2 great captains. So those are definitely guys I looked up to growing up.
And Todd, finally, I know you're part of the Winnipeg Jets organization. The Growlers are part of the Toronto Maple Leafs organization with the placement, with the Moose and Jets and so on. But how about that Austin Matthews? I mean, 50-goal scorer, and he's from Arizona. So that's got to give kids in that state hope.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely growing the game in Arizona, and he's a guy I played with growing up, playing against someone I know and hang out with in the summer. And I mean, he's a heck of a player, and I'm sure there's countless people in Arizona looking up to him, and kind of he's setting the way for those guys, and he's fun to watch.
He certainly is, and he's an outstanding young man like yourself. Todd, thanks so much for joining us. I hope that things work out well for you in your pro career. You're an excellent player. You're an even better guy off the ice, and I mean that sincerely, and I wish you nothing but the best success here, whether you're with us or wherever you go. But if you do stick around here, let's win.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Raj.
There's Todd Burgess. Now let's go back to the desk.
Thank you, Brian. Yes, I think you're right, Steve. Todd is a big guy. We were wondering if it was the fact that Brian was that small or if Todd was that large. And that's a big boy there that's down in the colors of the Newfoundland Growlers.
Very much so. Very big boy.
We'd like to see more of that. All right, we're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back to wrap up the second intermission on Rogers TV.
It all started when I racked up some serious debt. Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. Janes and Noseworthy came up with a plan. Knowing that the phone was going to stop ringing and that I was not in this alone was a huge relief. Bankruptcy or a consumer proposal or whatever help you get is not the end. It's just the beginning. A chance to start again with knowledge and support support, and people in your corner. Are you ready? Get out of debt. It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnosworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
We're here at the Rooms finishing our second season of Sharing Our Cultures. This is the place where you get to meet amazing individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds who are making significant contributions to our communities. Join us for Sharing Our Cultures on Rogers TV, Channel 9.
Welcome back to the second intermission. Bill Hart, Steve Callahan, Rogers TV. Over 3,400 fans in attendance at the Mary Brown Center tonight. And what you didn't see here on TV tonight was before the national anthems were sung at the Mary Brown Center, a little tribute to Jordan Legg. The Legg family were sad to the news that Jordan passed away recently. And the pride of South Dildo, do yourself a favor, just YouTube Jordan and this man. We were listening to him earlier tonight, and an absolutely fantastic voice. Hearts go out to his mom, Pam, his brother Jeremy, and his sister Alexis, his whole family, and everyone in South Dildo who knew exactly who Jordan Legg was and still is. Man, you keep on singing. All right, we're getting set for the start of the third period. Newfoundland Growlers up 2-0. What do you do to keep this? The Railers are still staying in this despite being grossly outplayed.
Yeah, and I mean the score would does not resemble what the tone of the game has been. Mm-hmm. And to be this close, they've got to take positive from that. There's no doubt that the coaches have walked in there and they've said, hey guys, if I could tell you that we've missed out on this many opportunities, this many power plays, and it's still only 2-0, would you take it? Would you take this opportunity to split the series? And certainly they would. So they're going to look to kind of jump a little bit in the first 5 minutes. They're going to look to try to get that one before the 15-minute mark, cut that down 2-1. Then maybe they'll try to cut things down between the 10-minute mark, and then have themselves a 10-minute game to kind of go out and win and get some positivity from that. But I think the game is either won or lost in the first 5 minutes. I think if Newfoundland can really push the pedal a little bit, really push the pace, I think maybe get themselves a reward, stay out of the box. We've started to see a little bit of frustration there, a little bit too much over the edge. The lazy penalties in the neutral zone where you're grabbing on and you're showing your frustration from an earlier play. The plays when the penalty is called and you react to it because you feel like you have to, and that's not the stuff that's going to happen in the playoffs. So you can't get that out of your system right now. You have to have good habits. I talked about that at the beginning of the game, that we want to make sure that we're in this position to have good habits. We made the playoffs last night. Now it's about getting to another level. Now it's about maintaining our composure. It's very important that you come back. You've got those fans in the building. You want to make sure that you close out. It's all about closing out right now in the third period.
Well, the Newfoundland Growlers made it clear they want to win this division. The team they're catching, the Reading Royals, has beaten Trois-Rivières earlier today, 2-1, but the Growlers, including this game tonight, 4 games in hand. So don't say that the Growlers aren't playing for anything, despite the fact they've already clinched a playoff spot. All right, we're going to throw it back now to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts with the call of the third period here on Rogers TV.
2-goal lead, 2-0 after 40, and they start the third period with 1 minute and 14 seconds of power play time.
A power play that right now is 1 for 1 on the night. They're looking at 26.9% against Worcester through the whole season.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but that's darn good.
Math's not my strong suit, so I'll take that percent.
It is, in fact, my weakest suit. If I had to rank my suits, this blue one, pretty high, I've learned.
Nice one.
And math, terrible. Back to center ice we go. Enough silly banter. On the power play, Skirving, McKenna, Centazzo, O'Brien, and Finkelstein. 2-0, and the Growlers hang on here. Skirving on the draw against Baudouin. He'll advance it ahead, but Spence gets it and swiftly sends it back into the Growlers zone. Perry out of his cage onto a tee for Ben Finkelstein. Dropped off for O'Brien behind the net. 1 minute of power play time to go. O'Brien darts out. His pass knocked down, but it lands for McKenna at center. Advanced ahead. Stolen away by VC. He's under pressure by Centazzo, but the clear successful as it rolls in off the stick of Finkelstein. Perry gives it back to him up on the right wing for McKenna. McKenna cuts to the slot, finds O'Brien instead. Lost the puck in his skates. Behind the net, still freed up against the left wing boards. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Behind the net, out comes O'Brien. Top of the circle to Finkelstein and across. Finkelstein gets it back from Centazzo. Sauced across to O'Brien. He'll find some room in the right wing corner. Back up top, Finkelstein waits, fires. Blockered away by Ellis. Behind the net, off the glass. It lands. Pinballs around. Rapace tried to clear with a backhand. That's blocked. Skirving keeps it alive the second try. The third try is successful. And here comes the man out of the penalty box as Finkelstein enters the offensive zone. His pass to the front of the net. And it's off the shoulder of Ellis. And again, not sure Bolin got everything he wanted on that one.
Not quite, but still what the effort to be there on the back door.
Almost a steal there by Bolin. It will come to center. Played back into by the Railers in their own zone, Newkirk. He's a good skater down there. All he can do with that is stiff arm it in. Picking it up behind the net, moving quickly is Burgess. There's a steal or a partial one, but it's poked away to center ice. Swept rink wide and collected by Burgess. Offside, they say, were the Growlers.
Gordy Green might have been just a hair over the line ahead of McKenna there, but looking to get that 2-on-1 action going. You know, Jeremy McKenna, or Todd Burgess, they both skate so well.
That is a fact.
Burgess is that, I've said it before, but he's like a quiet, such an effective forward.
And apparently in terms of who on the Growlers works best within the systems in place employed by Wellwood and McKeever, apparently very keen on systems, is Mr. Burgess.
You can see it. I mean, he picks apart passes that Railers try to move through the middle over and over.
Nice move there. In come the Railers. That one through the blue paint and out the other side. Collected in, and that's Nathan Knoll. Weaves his way to center. Welch almost set a pick there. Not allowed Knoll in, but his pass stolen away. Rink wide feed for Butler. Rolling puck into the slot, followed up. Still loose, but poked away by the goal stick of Perry. Hellickson ahead. Nice job. Welch freed it up for Isaac Johnson. That one skipped too far in front of him. Taken back by Brandt. As we approach the 3-minute mark here, the third period. Still 2-0 Newfoundland. No, not onside. McCarthy settles as Bolin tags up and comes after him. Hayhurst now. Right down the middle, trying to find some speed off the stick of Newkirk and in deep. Hayhurst follows up. Garrett Johnston. Steady play there, but Melindy's pass is stolen. Left point, Osmanski trying to find a lane, but Melindy got his shin pads in front of that one. Centazzo spins it back to James Melindy. Gliding slowly ahead. Cross ice to Garrett Johnston. His pass is stolen. Osmanski through the middle. Baudouin pirouettes into the offensive zone. Another block by Melindy. The puck lands for Garrett Johnston as he's guided into the right wing boards. Puck pulled away. Ryan is there. Newkirk on him. Loose. Freed up. Bolin taps it free to Centazzo. He's got a little room down the left wing. Guides it into the corner. Gets in there first. He's out-muscled against the end boards. Puck kept in. Finkelstein puts it softly in on goal. Guided aside, and now Markell behind the net for Osmanski. Osmanski under all kinds of pressure now from McKenna. Forces it in along the right wing boards. Finkelstein got a stick on him, gets it back. Just inside the line. Trying to knock it down is McKenna, but he will be able to play it off the mounds. Behind the net is Gordy Green. Poked right to Burgess behind the cage. Nice move, almost face planted into the end boards while he did it, but a nice move nonetheless. But the Railers do chip it away. VC had it knocked away by Hoffenmeyer. Pass for Gordy Green. Absorbing some slashes from Rapace, finds Burgess. Burgess, he's tied up. Still managed to fling it back, and Finkelstein carries in. Skate to stick behind the goal line, now behind the net. Left wing corner, all the way up top, Hoffenmeyer. Leaves it in there. Right wing side, McKenna flings behind the net, back out for for Finkelstein. They'll leave it in the corner. Growlers begin a line change. They still have the puck, trying to center that one. It was blocked to the line and held in by Finkelstein. Skirving, bouncer, lands to McKenna. Left wing boards. Up top, Finkelstein, a hard pass, bounces off his backhand. Growlers have a man down behind the play. It's Jeremy McKenna, I believe, laboring on his way back to the bench. Growlers, that's Skirving, works up ice. Beautiful feed, and in comes Isaac Johnson. His wrister off the stick of McCarthy. Out of play, the whistle certainly took long enough.
I think the puck initially had stayed in play off the glass, but then continued upward after that.
14-29 remains here in the third period of a 2-0 Growler lead. Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on the call from the Bob Dole Media Center here in downtown St. John's at the Mary Brown Center. We're so happy you decided to spend your Saturday night with the Growlers. You like it so much tonight, why don't you come see it tomorrow afternoon? Still tickets available. Head to nlgrowlers.com/tickets for all the details, and to lock yourself in offside as the Railers were unable to hold the line. Great crowd here tonight. Tomorrow's supposed to be another good crowd as well.
Well, Marvel theme.
Oh.
Hard not to get excited for it.
Specialty jerseys, there's an auction, character appearances. What more do you want?
And a 4 o'clock puck drop.
Oh.
On a Sunday.
Nathan Knoll to take the draw. Against Hayhurst, a couple of 16 stepping in. Face off, one back by number 16. It wasn't Nathan Knoll, chipped in by the railing. Garrett Johnston looks to free it up. Skirving trying to free it back to him. Nathan Knoll tried to exit with some speed, but instead Smotherman, a sharp angle try. Stopped by Perry. No rebound. 14:02 remains here in the third. That was the first shot of the period for Worcester.
I say Growlers only registering 2 before that, both of them mainly on the power play there. I believe it was 1-1, but Growlers have been mainly in the offensive zone throughout, if not the neutral zone, for a few faceoffs and regroup before re-entering. So a faceoff to the left of Barry here is the first one he's seen this period.
Faceoff for Tyler Boland. Loose puck in the corner. Newkirk helps it back to the right point. Sent back down low. Ooh, a hit by Hoffenmeyer. He'll go to the box for that one. Cross check has been called.
Hoffenmeyer trying to argue it, but I don't know if there's much arguing that one. Growlers back to the penalty kill, which they saw a lot of in the second period there, but an effective power penalty kill at that. I mean, they've only 3 penalty kills at 4 shots again.
I wouldn't hate seeing the hit again if anyone's able to fire it up. If Hoffenmeyer's this adamant, I'm curious to see it from my own eyes. Now, that was a little quick. Great, good effort, all the same. I mean, I don't think anybody has the presence of mind in a millisecond reaction time to fake being hit from behind.
No. I mean, you get in a bit of dangerous territory there, too. You're pretty close to the end board. You know the puck's in play, and you know there's no intention for injury, but I think it was a fair call to make.
Face-off upcoming inside the Growlers and 13:53 to go here in the third period. A 2-0 lead. This is the 5th power play of the game for the Railers. The Growlers are 4 for 4 on the kill, with the 4th best penalty kill in the ECHL. Nathan Knoll, a big draw here with Hayhurst. Pulled back by the Growlers, off the glass, into the air, over the head of McCarthy. That's not easy to do, because he's 6'7". Nathan Knoll bodies him against the end boards, still in pursuit of that puck in the offensive zone, trying to keep Worcester pinned in. BC cross ice feed off the skates of Hayhurst and in deep. Hellickson, he's going to get in there in a battle with Hayhurst. Puck loose in his skates. Hayhurst off the outside of the net. Hellickson pinballed it free, and Skirving sends it the rest of the way. Out of his cage to play it is Ellis. Quickly ahead, VC. Down the left wing into the high slot. That's going to be broken up by Isaac Johnson, and he'll clear. 45 seconds gone on the power play for Worcester. Oh, and I think the Growler bench was calling for too many men there.
I don't think they were wrong.
Oh boy. Long clear there by Garrett Johnston into the right wing corner. McKenna heads off, as does Isaac Johnson to complete the line change. Here come the Railers right down the middle. In on Perry, blockered into the corner. Melindy's the first one to it, but Rapace steals, and it'll be held at the right point by Smotherman. Rolling puck. He'll skate slowly down into the right wing corner. Pivots it back up top, and across it comes Rapace. Little trouble with that pass, trying to hem him off was Melindy, but the pass sent back up top and across Rapace. Another try blocked in front by Melindy. What a black and blue game for him. Rapace at the face-off dot, flings it in. It's still loose underneath. No goal, not in. Not even close. I don't even know why I said it like that.
I think it's the first real opportunity for the Railers on the power play throughout this entire game, though, at this point, and so you can see why your excitement happened there. It's the most action we've seen in Perry's crease this game.
What a game, very quietly, for James Melindy. He's not tearing up the score sheet or setting records like Zach O'Brien or deking around everyone on the ice like Isaac Johnson, but how many times has he blocked a shot tonight?
Oh.
Plus, he does currently have credit for an assist. Let's not take that away from him either.
No, and I mean, we've seen him a few times really look to enter the zone with control. And he's such a heads-up guy that he knows exactly where he's going to put the puck, where it's going to be most effective.
Blasted off the draw, covered up by Perry, and a late whistle there resulted in a scrum in front.
Ahurst really giving it to McKenna there.
10 seconds left in the minor penalty to Noel Hoffenmeyer. 12:03 to go in the third. Face off to the right of Perry. Ahurst on the draw for Worcester. Pietranero helped it back. Hellickson, he's run at, but his man bounces right off him. Pietranero stays on top of Ahurst. 2 seconds to go. Here comes Hoffenmeyer. The Growlers are back to 5 aside with under 12 minutes to play. Rolling puck in the corner of their own zone. Hellickson getting loose, though, is Ahurst. Backhand cuts to the forehand, and it's stolen and cleared away by Hoffenmeyer. This puck not far enough for it.
Yeah, ref knew that he was a bit quick on the whistle on that one. It wasn't going to be icing. So
quick on the whistle, it ended up on goal.
That's what I mean.
11:35 to play here in the third period. At center we are indeed. Burgess and Max Newton on the draw. Playing 5-a-side hockey. The shots in the period, 4-2 for Worcester, but 27-18 in the game for the Growlers. Three, back to Finkelstein. He activates it ahead for McKenna. McKenna back to Finkelstein in the right wing corner. He's pushed away by Jandrick, but the Growlers come away with the puck. Out of the corner, one-time blast for McKenna off the top of the glove of Ellis. Into the slot, Burgess. It's into the air, knocked away, and Jandrick tries to get out, but a Sioux from Finkelstein settles it. They're forced to send it back in. 11 minutes left. Finkelstein to center, followed up by Bolin. He's gonna get in the clear. He scores! He pulled off the Kucherov. It's 3-0 Growlers.
I don't know if it was intentional either, as the stick was kind of being held up there, but what a second effort really to get ahead there on that play.
He faked out the goalie, and the puck just glided slow and smooth along the ice between the wickets of Ellis. Oh, man.
Tyler Boland's been looking for that one all night.
Wow. The blue line gets the job done again as the Railers come in offside.
3-0, just over halfway, still still to go throughout this third period. It's looking pretty similar to last night.
That goal is going to go a long way in deciding this hockey game. The deeper we get it, here comes the goal call. Tyler Boland. Here comes O'Brien back in. Rister over the net. Boland unassisted. So for Tyler Boland, he becomes, well, I'll count him up in a moment, but yet another Growler to reach double digits in goals this season. That's his 10th of the year. Growlers, I think, are in double-digit goal scorers by now, if they weren't already.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of depth, folks. NLGrowlers.com/playoffs. Just saying. Oh, my goodness, Welsh all the way in. And a penalty on the play. There's the makeup call from earlier.
It only took a period.
9:58 left in the third period. A great burst by the newcomer, Tyler Welch, to force Osmanski into a penalty. Growlers head to the power play. They are 1 for 2 in the power play and 5 for 5 on the kill tonight. Boland, Green, Burgess, Hoffenmeyer,
Johnson.
and Isaac Johnson. Thank you. Face off won by the Growlers. Skating to open ice is Burgess into the right wing corner and up top to Hoffenmeyer. Top of the right circle. Nice feed across. That's Boland. Back up top to Hoffenmeyer. Waits. Finds Burgess at the top of the right circle. Again a drive off the outside of the net. Trying to bank it in was Isaac Johnson. That one didn't connect. Gordy Green feeds it up top, but just out of the reach of Hoffenmeyer. Chase Perry. Rolling puck. Be careful, kid. Burgess takes the feed, looks up ice and spies a wide open Isaac Johnson, who slams on the brakes, freed up through the middle for Burgess. Burgess behind the net, out they score! Gordy Green, the Treetown Terror, makes it 4-0 Growlers.
What a feed by Johnson there too, from around behind the net to Gordy Green, who makes no mistake in redirecting that one. So Johnson down to Burgess, who just sees Green all alone because everyone's so puck focused.
2 third period goals, the Growlers 4-0 with 9:15 to go.
Second power play goal of the night for the Growlers.
Melindy had it caught in his skate, still managed to leave it for Garrett Johnston. Welch plays ahead, he's upended. Well, I don't think the Growlers were going to get the benefit of a call there. Hayhurst at his own blue line, ahead for Spetz. They'll ring it around. Right wing corners as we await the goal call. Skirving in his own zone with it. Under 9 minutes to play. Here's the goal call. Todd Burgess. No, it was Gordy Green.
And Isaac Johnson has an assist on that one as well.
Yeah, so we'll get that fixed for sure. Played ahead, off a skate and out at center ice. 8.5 to play here in the third period. Open ice hit there, initiated by Melindy as Perry guides it aside for Finkelstein. 28-18 are the shots. Long feet ahead. Oh my, connected with Centazzo. Yeah, so it was Gordy Green from Burgess and Isaac Johnson. Yeah. That's the way it should be. At the line is Finkelstein. What a pass for O'Brien. What a pass by O'Brien into the corner. Hoffenmeyer outweights the sliding defender all the way out.
He had the net if he wanted to shoot.
Growlers, I feel like, are just toying with the Railers here. The skill on display. This, oh my, what a move by O'Brien. See what I mean? Oh, another nice move to free it up behind the net. O'Brien to the right wing corner. Finkelstein gives it back to him and free. Hoffenmeyer, a rocket over the net. Off the inboards, almost back out in front. Jumping in off the line to keep it alive is Finkelstein. He's dumped from behind there as the Railers clear the zone. Hoffenmeyer in his own zone. He's tied up with Jandrick. Puck is left there. Finkelstein helped free it back to Hoffenmeyer. Finkelstein, 7:09 to play. Gordy Green through the middle, had his pass stolen, but he's going to stay on top of Baudouin. Shot blocked into the high slot and against the end boards. All Brant could do was roll it in. Green behind the net. Advanced for Pietranero and hopped over his stick to center. Right into the catching glove of Perry. He'll swat it aside with under 7 minutes to go. Jeremy McKenna with Brant. Draped all over him, left the puck for Gordy Green. Loose against the end boards. Pietranero ahead for McKenna. Trying to dance by his man Brant at center. Green gets it back and plays a pass off the boards to himself. High hockey IQ from Gordy Green. Right down the middle goes Pietranero. 5 attackers from Worcester all over him as he leaves it for Nathan Knoll. Knoll, he was stopped up on the right wing boards as it's out to center once again. 6:09 to go. Isaac Johnson, maybe the nicest goal we've seen all year. It's up there.
It's up there.
Behind the net.
I don't know. Zach O'Brien's yesterday was pretty nice on the power play.
Shreddle. Melindy got away with a hook there. It's off the outside of the net, and Shreddle is dumped by Nathan Knoll, and a whistle on the play. Newkirk getting into it with the wrong fella, James Melindy.
He's not going to let you have a jab or two for free.
Well, Newkirk did not do his homework, that's for sure.
Yeah. Melindy's still giving it to him.
Taking him to school. James Melindy on Reese Newkirk.
Both are going to be going to the box.
I think Nathan Knowles going to the penalty box. Melindy still trying to come over the top.
Melindy turning the other way now there. Ethan Price chirping away.
The fans here love it. The effort from their captain, James Melindy. I think I can see the smile on Miller's face from here. He knows he done good. 5:47 remains here. It's 4-0 Newfoundland. I thought they got Nathan Knoll for something that led to that melee.
I didn't think so. I think that was just Newton at that point, or sorry, Newkirk at that point, just giving a few jabs after the whistle.
5:47 to go. We have time for a short break. You're listening to Newfoundland Growlers Hockey on Rogers Television, on Mixler, and on...
Well, there you go. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kellyanne. Looks like exactly what we recommended they do in the second intermission. They're doing it now, keeping that foot on the gas and keeping the momentum going. Checking out some highlights here real quick of goals that you may have missed. I think we're going to show you Boland's goal. This would be his 10th of the season, and we'll tell you why in a moment why it's so important.
Yeah, and it was called the Kucherov, but it's just a little stick lift at the end, and that's what kind of fools up the goaltender because, you know, Tyler, having said that, knowing Tyler Boland, if there was anybody that was offensive enough to be able to pull that move off, it would be him. I think he was going forehand, backhand. Just right here, you can see the little stick lift, whoop, and then that puck just skirts through. You know, that's 2 curling goals here tonight. 2 curling goals are really showing the dedication and admiration for our curling province. But again, we see that right here. You know, no doubt about it. He was going forehand, backhand, and he was ready to tuck it in. Just a little stick lift, and the goaltender was going side to side there and opened up the big wickets. And the puck snuck by there. So it's been a great period. I mean, you know.
All right. That means 12 Growler players now, double digits in goal scoring. Back to Chris and Kellyanne.
Re-entering, it's time to work on those things, especially when really there's 7 games left before playoffs begin.
That's right. 7 games and 5 minutes and 40 seconds to be precise. It's all that's left here. In come the Railers with speed down the right. Hoffenmeyer forces his man Spetz wide. Spetz still has the puck. Hoffenmeyer stays on him. Sorry, that was Butler. Touch free. Hayhurst cuts in. His pass poked away by Boland. And now O'Brien. A 2-on-1 as Hoffenmeyer catches up with him. O'Brien checks up. Oh, what a feed to Boland. Tried to feed it back to O'Brien. And that's going to get to the line. Off a stick and out. Like that, this is what I mean when I say it feels like the Growlers are just messing with the Railers, because they can do stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Hoffenmeyer, the lad, you see him chugging up the ice.
Chugging
you can
up, pivoting and opening for the one-timer.
Like, now, they wouldn't be doing that exact play, I wouldn't imagine, if it was, say, a 1-0 game or something right now. But, I mean, their creativity and their strength and their offensive ability has afforded them the opportunity to go out and have some fun with 5 minutes here left to go in the third. Gordy Green's got a goal tonight. Oh, a toe drag by McKenna. Into the slot with it. Leaves it in the corner. Back up top to McKenna. Great job using the body in front of his man there. But it will be pushed away. Pietranero takes Price out of the play. Price follows up. Lost control of the puck. Poked in on goal and covered up by Perry. He's spun around by Baudouin. No harm done.
Staying strong against all pretty well 19 shots that he's faced.
He's looked good. 49 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey remain here. Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on the call. It's 4-0 Newfoundland. Get your butts down here, folks, to tomorrow afternoon's game, 4 p.m. start, the final game against Worcester.
And it's Marvel Night.
Marvel Night, specialty jerseys, character appearances, and more. NLGrowlers.com/tickets. And while you're searching for tickets, Growlers celebrating 30 years of professional hockey in Newfoundland and Labrador next Sunday, April 10th, bringing in Kyle Wellwood as one of many special guests. Back a 2-on-2 rush for the Railers. Oh, they enter the zone offside.
Chris, you were saying last night, too, for the 30 years, it'll be some guest appearances from pretty well every professional team that we've seen.
Not pretty well. Representing each iteration of professional hockey to have ever been played in this wonderful province. 30 years is a long time, so that's the Baby Leafs who are getting represented. The Growlers, we're bringing back a prominent former Growler. Maybe I've already said too much.
Oh.
Ice Caps.
Yeah.
I believe both iterations. Don't hold me to that. I don't know. I'm not even privy to the full list. I was just told, Ballard, tease everyone. I said, you got it. Say no more. Great play. And now the Growlers may get a 2-on-1. Hoffenmeyer holds, drops it off. Oh, they're being too nice to each other, but they're going to hold the line. Back to 5-on-5 as both skaters. Melindy, look at Melindy going right after Newkirk again. As Centazzo tries to center that one there for Burgess. That's broken up. Here comes Newkirk, a 1-on-3 rush. Battling with Finkelstein. He blows a tire and Fink blows him up. Behind the net, Finkelstein. Dangerous pass by this team. Oh, they laugh in the face of danger. Here's Todd Skirving. Top right circle in. Redirected by Hayes, looking for his first pro goal. Not Hayes, that used to be CJ Hayes' number.
That's Welsh.
Hayhurst. Knocked away in the slot of the Growler zone, and it's Isaac Johnson turning it back. Isaac Johnson, what a feed toward the front of the net. The net's knocked off the pegs with under 3 minutes to go.
Growlers really looking just to control the puck. We've seen it, you noted it as well, Chris, that Hoffenmeyer maybe just being a little too nice to each other there. I mean, he really had the opportunity to either look for the back door or take the shot on net, and tries to go for the draw pass instead. Of course, Growlers regain possession of it, but maybe not the time to get too cutesy with it.
I think you're right. 34-18. Those are the shots in favor of your hometown Growlers tonight. Face-off one by the Growlers. Garrett Johnston into the left wing corner. Zach O'Brien keeps his man at bay. He tries to wiggle into the slot. Dishes to Garrett Johnston instead. All the way behind the net, and a great feed stopped by Ellis. Was Boland. Off the glass and out to center. Garrett Johnston. His pass stolen, but he's right on top of Jandrick as he tried to sneak in behind him. Melindy Keeps away from his man and drops the pass back for Garrett Johnston. Up turnover. Centering effort there. Stolen back by Centazzo. He's got O'Brien with him on a 2-on-2. Down the left wing, just out of reach of O'Brien. McCarthy played it ahead. This crowd all over the Growlers here tonight. In their favor, I mean. Great stick there by Perry. A sharp angle try, stopped and held again by Perry. That brings him to 20 saves here tonight. The same amount Angus Redmond had to stop last time.
That's right, yeah. I mean, Angus Redmond's third period was, well, pretty well just as quiet.
Face off to the right of Perry.
I feel like Redmond only faced 6 shots in total in the third period yesterday.
Face off one. A blast from Spets is blocked. Another sharp angle try. That one ends up off the end boards and back to center. Under 2 minutes to play here. Growlers recover it between the hash marks of their own zone. Advanced ahead towards center where Gordy Green sends it in. He'll give chase himself. Ellis out of his cage. Over the stick of McKenna. Pietraniro's got to get back as the pass flung into open ice. Stolen by Gordy Green. And settled by Pietraniro. 90 seconds to go here. Hellickson ahead to McKenna down the right wing. Tried to fling a pass there. Pietraniro's pass stolen this time. Ahead, good stick lift there. No icing. 1:11 to go. Finkelstein out muscles Price as he storms into the offensive zone, gets it in deep. Trying the poke check, the hip check, and falling down was Osmanski. It's going to take more than that to keep the puck away. Oh my goodness, Isaac Johnson. What a move, his skill. So on display here tonight, the Growlers got to hurry. Flip toward the front, that's blocked away and cleared to center by Finkelstein. 45 seconds on the clock. Off a stick, gobbled up by Skirving. He'll feed it back to Finkelstein, cutting behind the net, keeping away from Hayhurst. And Smotherman, 30 seconds to go. Smotherman had it taken back by Hoffenmeyer. Tied up behind the net, Butler. Up for Isaac Johnson, his pass blocked, but Boland's back to get it with 20 ticks left on the clock. Finkelstein. A long shift for him to end the game, but a well-earned one. Saucer pass ahead. At center, Noel Hoffenmeyer sends it in with only 5 seconds to go. What a Growler debut for Chase Perry, earning his first ECHL shutout in his first game as a Growler. 19 saves as the Growlers charge to a 4-0 victory here over the Railers on this Saturday night in St. John's. What a night.
Pretty well a textbook night for the Growlers. I wouldn't say as complete as we saw last night, but mainly because the Railers had a bit more in them here tonight. We saw a lot more offensive effort from them, remaining pretty well on the puck a lot more through the third period than what we saw yesterday. But a testament to the Growlers, not just the offensive ability, but the defensive ability. I mean, getting back, covering passes, stops and starts, full display.
4-0, the final score here tonight. Sticks up at center as your Growlers improve their record to 38-19, 3-0, 79 points on the season. In Worcester, they fall to 29-28, 4-2, and will stay at 64 points. Let's make it 5 straight wins at home for your Newfoundland Growlers as well.
You can be a part of it tomorrow.
NLGrowlers.com/tickets or mbcenter.ca. While you're poking around, check out our playoff tickets, packages, and more at NLGrowlers.com/playoffs. Just honestly, go to our website, click around a whole bunch, you'll find something you like. I'm pretty confident in that.
Hard not to.
At the very least, you'll see a giant number alongside Zach O'Brien's name.
Yeah.
New franchise record holder, beating himself.
He was the franchise record holder.
As we await tonight's hardest working player, to me, I think James Melindy should have this one locked up. If he's not one of the 3 stars, I think he should be hardest working player. He blocked So many shots here tonight. Tyler Welsh, hardest working player, not to take anything away from Welshie. He's a great kid. That was his best game in a Growler uniform, albeit a small sample size, just his second game, but he looked comfortable. As we await the 3 stars. Who was that? Tyler Boland. Pulled off an unbelievable goal. Whether he meant to do that exact move or not. Chase Perry, your number 2 star tonight with a 19-save shutout. What a debut for that young man.
Looking comfortable between the pipes there for the Growlers as well.
Zach O'Brien with the game-winning goal in back-to-back games. The record-setting goal here. It's hard to pick anybody but Obi in this situation.
I was going to say, I mean, he tied it last night. He broke it tonight.
Ugh, nights like tonight, I got too many interviews to do. I gotta talk to Obi. I gotta talk to Chase Perry.
Yep.
I mean,
you're going to talk to Welly.
Yeah. Probably talk to Miller, because obviously that game was kind of in his wheelhouse a little bit.
Oh,
got a little physical.
He came out looking for some more there too. Newkirk wanted no part of it. I think he learned his lesson.
Oh, I can't.
All right, Chris Ballard, Kellyanne Roberts, thank you so much. Great job again tonight, as per usual. Hardest working player tonight, Tyler Welsh. 3 stars, Tyler Boland at number 3. 2nd star, Chase Perry. His debut in a Growler net and getting the 19-save shutout. And wow, Zach O'Brien. Surprise, surprise. Star number 1.
Both nights in a row.
Right.
Yeah, certainly great games on behalf of all the players. You know, really impressive effort from top to bottom from Newfoundland in the last 2 games, and certainly leading into tomorrow's game 3 as well. But just a fantastic wrap up tonight. I really loved the way that they geared up in the 3rd period and really, you know, closed it out. Good habits. You know, just really, really good win tonight.
If you're going to check out the standings, of course, the Newfoundland Growlers, they've already clinched their playoff spot, but they want first in the division. The Reading Royals beat Trois-Rivières 2-1 earlier today. With this win tonight, the Growlers now are 5 points back of the Reading Royals with, count them, 3 games in hand. So tomorrow's game is going to be a special one, a 4 p.m. start at the Mary Brown Center. It's the Marvel game, and the players will be donning those pretty snazzy Black Widow jerseys. Now, for us, we are going to be back next weekend because the WKRP and Cincinnati Cyclones are coming here. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
Yes.
Cincinnati's first trip. I'm thinking maybe they have not experienced the cold like we have.
No, I'm sure they haven't.
Thank you for tuning in tonight on behalf of Steve Callahan and myself, Bill Hart. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next weekend. Have a great night.